Let's do a show. How you doing, eh? How we feeling? Digger, obviously not here with us today. Oh, wait, let me flip that over. Digger not here with us today. And also, I don't know if you could tell from the title, apparently it's all our fault, guys. We'll get to it at the top half of the hour. France is blaming us. I'm sure England will join the train soon. How's it going on a Tuesday? Been a few weeks. What do you mean? Oh, since we did a Tuesday show? Well, I'm sorry. Oh, I suppose last last week we were off. Well, one of them was an appointment, and I didn't have a choice. The other one I wasn't feeling well. Well, we don't have that problem today. Other than just being really tired, I'm great. I'm doing great. I felt great since first thing I woke up this morning. I've been in a great mood all day. Then, by the way, that's not normal for me. I don't wake up in a great mood, feeling great, like things are great. Things are great. Like, don't normally do that, but today we're going that way, so we're just riding it out. We're going to just enjoy it. So fuck it. Like, the shit-eating grin ain't going anywhere, and I'm just going to enjoy it. And people are like, why? Because I don't have these regularly. Normally I'm sad. Today I'm not sad, so fuck it. I'm going with it. I'm leaning in. Hiya, Johnny. Hey, Brian. How you doing? Will Digger here tomorrow with it being Canada Day? I should hope she'll be here tomorrow. She hasn't said. I'll understand if she takes the day off. We want a true lasting peace, but that only come when our people are free from foreign influence, power, and domination. Yeah, but you're not going to see. It's really sticking to the serious bit. You're not going to see that. You're not going to see that happen. Brian, Johnny, you stole my happy. I'm the black one. I should steal from you. What do you mean I stole your happy? I didn't steal your happy. I woke up with this happy. It was given to me by the universe, sir. It was bestowed upon me like a cosmic gift. I'm going to keep it. You can suck it. Danger Bear Wolf Turtle just says choose. Jesus, man. Wow. They're not the ones blaming America. At least not yet. Although I suppose technically they kind of will, especially if we ever jump out. I think we have do we have an Iran thing? I don't know if I have any Iran stuff today. I do know, like I said, the show's titled after a thing from France. So I'm Brian's Jewish landlord, charging him $500 a month for a place you don't make a dog live. See, the chat's just getting rough with that. It's on the screen. Yeah, I don't know what to say to that. I don't think I think he pays more than $500 a month. I'm just gonna say. I don't know if you know this or not. That's really cheap for rent. That seems ridiculous. My happiness comes from a box so tight it cuts off circulation. Jesus, fallen the great. Dear Lord. Hello, Wild Saffron. Happy Tropical Temperature Tuesday. Tropical temperature? I mean, let me look. It says 84. Like, we're sunny with 84. So, like, the heat index thing and the whole, like, warning heat thing was out all weekend. But it was, like, 84 and 85 yesterday. And I'm like, I didn't go outside because I trusted the warnings. But I'm like, how hot was it, really? Was it really that hot? I don't know. And that's the other problem, too, with being more sensitive to heat and humidity just sapping me like a motherfucker. I can't really tell. It's how slumlords operate. They make it seem affordable, but there's toxic mold, a huge hole in the roof, and asbestos in the building. Right, but I'm just saying in general, that's like a telltale low. Like if you're renting an apartment, it's $500 and all right, what's the catch? Is where I'm like, all right, what's the catch? What's the deal? It's $500, but I'm gonna get shanked if I walk outside of my apartment. I suppose shanked is the wrong term. That's just in prison, you twit. So yeah, no, I'd probably shank. I got to 95. Here, index of 105, Johnny. Oh. Okay, so 95. So it did get pretty toasty this weekend. But, yeah, today it doesn't seem too bad at all. 83 seems nice. My happiness. All right, just reading all of those, and we're good. Okay, so We're doing a show for 3.5 hours. Digger's not here, and I am underpowered. I'm going to need that caffeine water stuff to kick in. That's what I'm going to need. We're going to do that. We've got a $20 goal for Thursday, the 2nd. And once that's banged out, and we just have Friday, and the whole week's done. So if we can get any of that, cool. There's PayPal, Venmo, Streamlabs, all of those. They're all available. It all counts. It all adds up. It all goes in. So thank you. Wait, this is a show? I mean, kind of. I planned stories and stuff for the next 3.5 hours. So, I mean, or we could just sit here and fucking pull each other's dicks all day. What do you want? You know, I mean, what? Oh, we could just sit here and pull each other. Yeah, that's going to go over well. Somebody will clip that for sure. All right. So, also, I forgot to mention the Blazing Buffalo Wild Wings thing is still up and out there if anyone cares. Balls Deep, $500, but everyone else pays $50 with Section 8. God, that must be, dude, like, no offense. I'm like, well, how big is this place that we're talking about? How bad is it? I mean, I'm in a nice place now, but it's costing me more now than it did before. Hubbing that smug South African cunt at the World Cup. No idea what we're talking about. So I'm going to deny it just for fun. Because it doesn't like that you use the word African cunt. Sorry, Saints. Anyways, so yeah, we're going to go till 4:30 if we can. Hold it together. Do the thing. I feel like I'm going to fucking fall asleep, which is weird because I took a nap specifically for that reason. Took a healthy nap, supposed to have helped, but whatever. It's just all over the place. I don't know if our girl Digger will be in the chat or not. I was talking to her before the show. She's got a lot going on. So let's catch up with Rumble quick. It's drop your coat and grab your toes. I'm going to show you where the wild goose goes Tuesday. That seems like that's a quote from Super Troopers. If I remember correctly, that's a quote from Super Troopers. And it's a great line. Drop your coat, grab your toes. I'm going to show you where the wild goose goes. And it's the chick. It's a fun thing. I remember that scene. That was fun. I'm just completely out of it now. Lab Glass, hey Labby, I got to 95. Liked. Yes, like, subscribe, thumbs up, all of that fabulous shit. It all counts. It all goes in. Like I said, we're going till 4:30. And we have $20 to knock out for Thursday. So if we hit that today, then the rest of the week is Friday, and it's fucking fabulous. And then we'll have the 4th. We knocked back the funding show till next week because of the 4th. Just forgot that the 4th was on Saturday. So, maybe not. Like, let people go have a fun 4th of July and then recover from it. And then, that following Friday, blew it all on fireworks. Oh, Trucker 18 Wheeler letting us know that he's here and we can start the show now. Well, good. We are waiting for you. We were holding the whole thing up for you. Solely for you. There's no other reason. It's not that we're meandering around. The South African praising how clean America was during the World Cup. I don't know why that guy bothers you so much, but whatever. I can't hate the guy. He made me feel like a little more pride than usual in my country. I do a lot of internet stuff, and a lot of it is hate America for this, hate America for that. America does this, and you should hate it. It's a lot of negativity, to be honest. No matter what side of the fence you're swimming in, no matter what subject you're talking about. And so it was very nice. Somebody just really being like, this is amazing. Now, it sucks that the flip side of that is that he apparently is used to a situation that by comparison is utter dog shit. And for that reason, this is the land of milk and honey. But the fact that he thought of it as such, and I live here, just went, you know what I mean? So I don't have the same level of hate you do. I can't. Why would I? Are you crazy? What are you, high? Jesus. All right. Anyways, we already disengaged the Jake break. You better hold on. Wait a minute. What? We disengaged the Jake brake. I have 2 problems with that. 1, I never authorized such a thing. 2, what the fuck is a Jake brake? You mean the e-brake? You mean the fucking parking brake? I'm so used to the one in the manual because it was right there, like in, like you see Fast and the Furious and all them when they were driving, and they got it right there. It was right there. It was crazy. It was fucking great. It was a Ford Tempo, which, by the way, the biggest revelation I've ever had, and it's sad, but because I like Ford vehicles, I've had a few of them. Every one of the names works really well with anal. It's not good, man. More than any other car maker, Ford does anal. It's not okay. Supergirl sucks so bad that DC had to bring back The Rock. I didn't know if anyone asked. What do you mean Supergirl? Is it already out? Here's how little I care about that. Huh? I remember we discussed it being a thing. Don't recall anything about it. Just went, all right. It's out and bad. Oh, well, all right then. All right then. I was never planning to see it anyway, so it being good or bad really doesn't matter. Like, I wasn't going to go see it if it was amazing. I wasn't going to go see it. If everyone's like, oh my God, this movie's amazing, and it was eventually available for me to watch, I'd watch it. But nah. No, I'm not really. I don't really care. Mostly because it's a DC property, and I'm not a big DC properties fan. I love Batman, don't get me wrong, but who doesn't? Who doesn't? Who grew up in the 90s as a kid and didn't love Batman? If you didn't love Batman because of the Tim Burton Batman movies, or Spider-Man because of the cartoons, or as well X-Men because of the cartoons, what were you doing, really? It's just fucking lame. They were crushing, all right? Like, it was all about it. So, yeah. Oh, and you had the Batman cartoon. So, because that was the afternoon cartoon. That was the fun thing about, X-Men was always Saturday morning. Like, get your fucking cereal and watch X-Men. And then same with, say, Spider-Man, but I never really watched Spider-Man. Batman was always the one that came on in the afternoon, like when you got home from school. Like, that's how you knew that was the more serious cartoon, because they waited for later in the day when your brains worked. Because you got to think about shit. All right, anyways, let's load up these stories. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. Supergirl, it's so funny how you all hope against hope that the trash Hollywood producers might be entertaining. I didn't hope. Did not hope at all. I had zero hope for Supergirl. I had zero hope for Supergirl because they Batgirl property thing tanked. All of the superhero movies are kind of on the down. Like, we got invested as a culture, like planetarily as a culture, got invested in the Marvel cinematic universe during that first initial run. But I feel like the magic is gone and we won't get it back. You might have your thing that you like. Like, for me, it's Deadpool. For other people, who knows what it is. And it'll go on and they'll keep making movies, but it's kind of done. Like, the fact that we had to go back to the same actors. Guys, we tried doing a movie or two and it was just dog shit. So here's what we're going to do. We're bringing back Robert Downey Jr. as a different character, and we're bringing back Chris Evans. It's just crazy. You knew it was going to be a good episode when you saw Batgirl on her motorcycle drive across the screen in front of Batman. I don't know if I paid that much detail. It was a while ago. Back then I just loved the animated Batman series. Animated Batman series was awesome. But the real one for me has always kind of been Marvel. And then stopped giving a fuck about comic books for a good solid chunk of my teen years because I was doing sports and outdoor stuff, and then kind of got back into it all with Deadpool. And that's where he stayed. So we have a bunch of different stuff to do for the first hour. Bring back Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill. Why not? That would be a successful pair, but neither one of them are going to come back now. They've been burned. So good luck with that. They ain't coming back. It's not a thing, and it's not going to be. They had a chance to make that work, but they kind of quashed the whole thing. That was building an arc, much like the, what do you call it? The Marvel Cinematic Universe. That was building a story arc that they could have really fucking done, and it would have been cool, and now it's not to be. CGI got them in. What do you mean CGI got them in? You know what? I don't know. Trucker 18 wheeler. Jake brake is an engine brake on a big truck, and it helps the truck slow down. When you hear the truck popping noise while they're going down a hill or slowing down in any way, that's the Jake brake. Oh. Well, now I know that. Mine was the parking brake. It was used as intended in almost every circumstance. Thor and Hulk 80s team was fun to watch. Those close to Avengers, and it was fans got before 10 years ago. I don't know. It's still, like I said, things going downhill. It's just not what it was. There was a storyline, there was a build-up, and now we don't have any of that, and everything's in flux, and we have different creators and different people, and it's all just kind of... I'm not super stoked for Doomsday. So that's where I'm at with that. I went from somebody who was, I have to go see this in the theaters, to, see what happens. It's probably going to suck. All right, so let's get over to our first hour story. Again, we're going till 4:30. If you want to throw in anything on Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, all the thank you, Lips. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, all of those things are pinned up to the top of the chat. We have a $20 goal for Thursday, and then we're out and we're on to Friday. So hit it up if you want. The Spider-Man cartoon was great for team-ups. I'll pirate Doomsday with bad cam footage. You joke. I don't think that's a real thing. I remember those days, though. Remember those days of pirate movies with bad, like, handheld camera footage. But you aren't going to make that work nowadays. Even if you'd have to have like a little GoPro and just kind of, I don't know. Stupid. It's not worth it. I wouldn't, if you're going to watch it, watch the damn thing. I'm, like I said, going to have access to it at some point. I'll watch it then. I don't care. There's nothing about it. If it goes out and it comes back with, oh my God, it's the greatest movie, the Marvel Cinematic Universe is back, then I'll start to give a shit. But until then, I'm done. I'm just kind of done. We had our Marvel Wolverine Deadpool team up. That was my big payoff. I don't know what else I could expect. Actors are getting old. Times are moving on. And I'm just like, fuck it. Whatever. I don't care. Do whatever you're going to do, man. All right, so our first story is the U.S. government is trying to stop the auction of a bunch of Titanic artifacts. And if you didn't know, the Titanic is like melting into the bottom of the ocean. And I did not realize this, but apparently the government is not okay with the company. There's an actual company that owns the wreckage site, maintains it, pulls up artifacts, and cleans, distributes them to museums, tours, whatever. And apparently they had a agreement with America and Britain to continue like providing these things as like museum and art pieces. And we don't have the Titanic for much longer. The thing's melting into the bottom of the ocean. So apparently, they wanted to auction some of this stuff off, which should seem like cut and dry. A plan to auction more than 100 artifacts salvaged from the wreckage of the Titanic, including personal belongings, currency, kitchen items, and decor, is facing pushback from U.S. government. According to a newly unsealed court document, the RMS Titanic Incorporated, the company that owns exclusive salvage rights to the famous wreck, in the North Atlantic, wants to sell the artifacts for the first time despite previous agreements to only display them at museums and traveling exhibitions. Yeah, but they made those agreements when they thought the Titanic wasn't going to melt into the ocean floor. Their investment is literally dissolving. So, you know what? Let's blame that one on climate change too. How does that sound? Let's just blame the Titanic dissolving into the ocean floor on climate change and not chemistry. Sounds perfect. Why would the government stop this? I get belongs in a museum stuff like does, but some have gunpowder residue from the torpedoes. I didn't why would the government stop this? All right, that's a logical question. Why would the government stop this? I get belongs in a museum. I get belongs in a museum. I get it belongs in a museum. Stuff like that does. But may some have gunpowder residue from the torpedoes? That's where you lose me. It's right there that I'm like, but I agree with you. It's museum quality artifacts. They're museum quality display pieces. There's history attached to them. Granted. But it is the company's property. I mean, they can't arrange for people to run salvage operations on the thing and charge them a fucking fee because the thing's going to dissolve soon. They've got to milk money out of what assets they have, and these are some assets. And, you know, whet their appetite with the first sale and then let them know you found a whole bunch of more shit that you'll sell later. Because, it's got to be getting easier to get the stuff, right? The boat's melting into the floor. You should be able to just pick it right up off the ground. Feels a lot like grave robbing and a bit disrespectful, says Alan. That's an interesting opinion. I can understand how you got there. All right. Okay. I'm not necessarily swayed to your cause, but I'm feeling you. They're personal belongings and possessions of people who passed away. They should be museum items, not. But the company that manages all this stuff and does all this stuff, they do it for a profit. So, like I said, how many of us are going to care about relics and artifacts from the Titanic after it's dissolved? Do they become more important or less? They blew up the Titanic, says Balls Deep. That is a theory. They had a lot of people who were opposed to the Fed. A lot of wealthy American entrepreneurial families, and they all took a trip on that magic ship. It's strange. That would be a fun game. You got to stop the Titanic from. Isn't that actually a game? Didn't somebody do that Titanic where you like back in time, you gotta stop things from sinking? It's declared a protected zone. By law, you will be arrested if you visit. You can take stuff. I think it means you can't take stuff from it. You can't take stuff from it. Yeah, but you have to have. If you visit it, like the Titanic's wreckage, like on your own, yeah. It's also the bottom of the fucking ocean, so good luck with that. You have to have permits and stuff. That one dude with his little mini sub, he was able to go down there a bunch until he blew up. Although, what if it was? Well, they were reporting having an issue, and then the thought of it still freaks me out. I would never want to do that. I can't do it. I can't go down in a sub like that. That's not okay. James Cameron, says Mr. Q. Yeah, just name. Hi, why? Oh, right. Oh. That came out of nowhere. Jesus. Thank you for that, lab class. Doesn't James Cameron dive into the line? James Cameron dives in a couple of different places. But I've been told James Cameron doesn't do what James Cameron does for James Cameron. James Cameron does what James Cameron does because James Cameron is James Cameron. You're welcome. I still remember that line. Had to wake up Johnny, says Lab Glass. You did. Shit my pants. Literally did. Nope, not really, but, fucking. Anyways, feels a lot like Grave on Me. Blew it, not up. Blew in, not up. How'd they blow it in? They put shape charges on the hull at some point? And by they, do you mean like the global? Because the conspiracy is that was done by the global banking cartel, wasn't it? James Cameron is greater than James Cameron. I don't know what that means. Red Scooper, what? I'm confused. So the sound drop was to wake me up. James Cameron quote was from South Park because somebody said, St. Caesar said, doesn't James Cameron dive down to the Titanic wreck? We were talking about the Titanic wreck, how it was melting, how its goods are being auctioned off, and there's a lot of blowback, and it might be called off now because America and Britain signed an agreement with the company that is exclusively allowed to salvage the site, and they said back when they made that agreement that they'd use the salvage for display stuff, tours, museums, that kind of thing. Movie promotional shit. So that's how we got here. If you need an exact play-by-play. Those were all the steps involved. Kirk Cameron is greater than James Cameron. All right, now that makes more sense. Because MSO's James Cameron is greater than James Cameron makes zero sense. Because then I have to ask, who the fuck is it's the same guy. Americans can rest easy. The Scots are not downing 5,000 beers a day now. To be honest, that wasn't really a problem for at least a few of us. I don't really know of like any. There was no like international beer shortage. Like, it wasn't that big a deal, if I'm honest. In the city they were in, maybe, but the rest of us are fine. So don't worry. We weren't worried about it. The question is, will the Scots go back to Scotland and keep up with what's going on in Scotland? Because if you haven't heard, they're not so happy with a particular group of people in their land. Emerail is our new name. Inbred Brothers of Israel must take the blame. I'm going to say that that's just something you made up. I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh, wait. No, now I'm getting it. Emerail, because we're, okay. So you're saying we're owned by them. I don't agree with the, well, no. Yeah. Shit. Because if it wasn't for our money, like, this is just really a pain in the dick. Digger jumping in. Kirk Cameron is awesome. James Cameron, meh. All right, so Digger also with, who is it? Balls Deep. Digger and Balls Deep in agreement on a subject nobody asked for. Was not part of the show. Who's the greater Cameron? And right now, 2 votes to Kirk. And I guess we count MSO as 1 for James. I mean, he voted for James twice, saying the only thing greater than James Cameron is James Cameron. So, but that's still a vote for James, if I'm not mistaken. Israel is America's Findom. What's a Findom? Like, we have a fin, like on their back? What's a Findom? I don't do kinky sex stuff. It's like, it's not for me. Growing Pains is greater than Titanic. Are you talking about like the show? The show Growing Pains? I'm having trouble remembering Growing Pains. I do remember it was a show. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. Well, but some people are saying, like Alan in the chat there, it's kind of grave robbing because you're making your dollars and your cents off of someone else's stuff. It's just not okay. It's not okay. Kirk Cameron pissed people off on set during Growing Pains because he turned to Christ. Evil doesn't like Jesus or hearing his name. I don't know, man. I'm going to say if you, like, I'm fine with people who have their religious beliefs. And if you talk to them, they give you some sort of, like, oh, and on the whatever commandment and Jesus said, like, stuff. I don't mind any of that. But I will say, if you start throwing it at me like, okay, yeah, but we're here for a TED Talk. Like, that's not, have the sense to pick the right place and time. You see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Have the sense to pick the right place and time. And then we're good. And then we're good. Growing Pains had Kirk Cameron. I'll even say Candace Cameron Bure is greater than James Cameron. I will say I haven't watched the new Avatar. What's the Land of Fire and Water or whatever? And just, I haven't watched it, so I have no idea. Fed says MSO. Who's the Fed? Just because I'm a glowy training, at a glowy training center doesn't mean I'm a Fed. I mean, it doesn't not mean you're a Fed. Thank you for the party hat and the 20 jewels, Jay Warren. We appreciate that very much. Okay, Candace Cameron Bure was Full House. Yeah, but who? Who in Full House, Lab Glass? Who in Full House? Here's where I couldn't get into Avatar. Was the first movie when their secret element that they're there to mine at all costs, even at the expense of the native people, the land, whatever, is called unobtainium. It's got to be the worst writing I've ever heard of. And I don't get how at no point did anybody go, really? We're here to get unobtainium? Really? Sucks. Dude, there is a joke, like, comedy musical thing called Dr. Evil's or Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog. Anyways, they have a thing in there called Wonderflonium, and that's a joke, and it's supposed to be funny. That's still better than unobtainium. Candace Cameron married really well, lucky girl. They didn't have feds in Canada. They have ass lickers of the British royal family as their form of feds. Cameron's movies are visually spectacular, but the writing is shit. J Digger, Bure. Oh, Bure, Pav Bure. Pavel Bure, one of the best connects ever. I'm not reading the name right. It's Bure. Excuse me. Avatar has to be the worst trilogy of all time. Never even trilogy. I thought it was one movie. I haven't watched any of the other ones. They're fun to watch, but not highbrow by any means. That's kind of what they're saying over there. Hiya, friends. I got to drop the loves and hugs and leave you. Yeah, Digger, you tease. Digger has good taste, says Balls Deep. Balls Deep all saying, I'll do kinky sex stuff. Nobody asked. Let's not. Jesus Christ, King of the Jews. I didn't say he was or wasn't. Growing Pains had Kirk Cameron. I'll even say Candace Bure is greater than James Cameron. Candace Bure was Full House. DJ Tanner. Okay. The oldest daughter. Well, now I can't shit on Candace Cameron Bure. 'Cause if I remember correctly, the oldest daughter, that's the one I had a thing for when I was growing up. It's like, she's cute. The story was secondary to the visuals of the blue people in Avatar. Yeah, and I just kind of got bored with it. And like Alan says, they stuck their tail dicks in their animals. That's the problem, is that everyone has a Wi-Fi gland hanging from their head, and you can sync up with the thing you're riding if you just plug in your freaking tentacle penis. Ugh. It's just crazy. Digger is the best tease, says Professor Tie-Dye. I mean, she's a pretty good tease. I like my lady. I love my lady. Kurt Candace. Now, I don't even know who we're talking about, Jay Warren. Kurt Candace? Not sure who that is. Anyways, so the plan to auction off the artifacts runs into an argument with, according to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, contends that the RMS Titanic Incorporated's plan would violate the corporation's legal obligations to the site. More specifically, they argue that all of the roughly 5,000 items must remain in one collection based on conditions set by the U.S. court. NOAA also maintains on its website that a French court's conditions required that the artifacts not be sold individually and be kept together as a single collection. So, yeah, it's a single collection. I'm guessing they're not going to get to sell the stuff. We all know who wanted them to sell it, though. Unobtainium is unattainable. How do we know? Because I obtained the unobtainium documents. Oh. That is a tongue twister. Thank God it was written out. Matthew Q, they were blue in the first one. They were blue and green in the second one. Now there's blue, green, and red in the third one. So it's just like a really, really slow color comparison. Like, we'll show you how fuck it. If Digger was human and not Canadian, she'd be a catch. Oh. I think Canadians are human. I don't agree with that at all. You keep your mouth. That's my lady, sir. And you know what? You go ahead and think that. That's fine. I don't need you to approve. It's my lady, not yours. Yeah, Alan's comment of they stuck their tail dicks in their animals just. I'm never not, like, congratulations, you have scarred me on Avatar. I'm never not going to see it as that now, and it's just. Because I have only seen the first movie, and it sounds like, from the way you said it, that apparently this is pervasive, and they do it a lot. All right, well, let's move on. Speaking of animals. Single collection, so some rich bastard will have them. Well, that's the thing. The U.S. government and the British government said that the collections need to be maintained as, like, historical artifacts and, like, what do you call it? Museum pieces and stuff. It's a French agreement on the be sold as one collection. But I don't think the French agreement is really going to matter much. It's not like... What bearing on this does France have? Didn't the thing leave Britain and was headed for, like, New York? Like, and it was on the way there? Like, what? How does France even factor into this? The fact that those fucking cigarette-smoking, wine-drinking, baguette-having fags want to even say anything about it is just bothering me. The Blue Heartstone becomes his new doorbell. Oh. St. Aaron... I don't think the heart of the ocean was real. I'm pretty sure the heart of the ocean thing was just a myth thing that they put in there, like a thing that they did in the movie to kind of like connect the movie and the character and all that jazz. Like, I don't think the heart of the ocean was real. She's human, just slow at most things. Oh, don't say that. She's not slow at most things. She squirrels like crazy, all right? But it's kind of that weird, like, oh, look at this that I like about her. So fuck off. I'm gonna marry that woman so you can eat a dick. Weird how France takes a stance with this, but can't take a stance in our own country when it's getting invaded. They surrendered on everything else. Why don't they surrender on this? Again, like I said, I don't even know why we're even bothering to hear what France thinks about the Titanic artifacts. Like the company that has the salvage rights, are they based in France or something? Because unless they are, I don't understand what bearing France. Like, well, who gives a shit what you have to say? Eat a dick. Matthew Q, you mean the movie about the Whore of Babel? Yeah. Saying the heart of the ocean from that movie, or Titanic as it's most commonly called, wasn't real. That was all script and plot and not CGI, but special effects. They made it. It was fake. The whole thing was fake. It was never real. Now you're going to tell me Jack did not exist. Actually, no, Jack did exist in the sense that there were poor people on the boat. But as far as like magical artists like Jack, no, Jack wasn't real. You just should tell him if it wasn't for us, there would be no more. No, you shut up. What? Danger Bear Wolf Turtle. Oh, U.S. I mean. I don't know. You mean France? We should just tell them if there was no U.S., you wouldn't be here. I mean, I don't. It's kind of, but that's I don't know. That's a loaded proposition. How far back do we have to go then to who owes who for who? If you don't recall, France like came and bailed us out in the Revolutionary War. You rushed to tell France. I don't know. Pab Fargo, who's at the door? I don't know. I didn't hear anyone knocking at the door. Or are you talking about St. Aaron's Blue Heartstone? Nope. Now I'm just completely lost. I'm just completely lost. Never mind. United States should say that France. Say that to France. Talk to text being a bitch. Yeah, I'm smelling what you're selling. It's just, like I said, who cares? Who cares what France has to say about it? It's France. Actually, that's funny. I didn't know that the first story involved that. Like, I knew about the deal and things, and that it wasn't going to go through with the auction stuff. I knew about a lot of that. I didn't realize France had put in an argument like, oh, no, it's got to be auctioned as one big thing. Why did you guys chime in? Because we have a story at the back half of the hour that France is not happy with the heat, and they have a culprit to blame. And you'll never guess who it is. Yep. And caught up. Great. We're going till 4:30. So if you want to chime in, there's all the chats. You have to Venmo, PayPal, Streamlabs if you want to contribute. The bits, the subs, all that stuff. I recovered from that weird fucking mass camera one. Good God, that's nauseating. Anyhow, apparently it's been getting warm everywhere. And even the bears need somewhere to cool down. So this is in North Carolina. This is in North Carolina. A bear came into someone's backyard and just decided to hang out at the hose. Oh, there's no real audio. Oh, nope, there is audio. That dog is losing his shit. Meanwhile, the bear's just like, oh, this is nice. I don't have anything as good as this at home. There's just the pond. There's not even any fish this year. So this is good. You know what? I need to get me one of these. Where did you pick this up? Home Depot? That dog is losing his shit. I don't know if you know this, Fido. You ain't facing that bear. He's enjoying himself a nice dip. You can bark to your heart's content. Go out there. See if it does anything to him. That was me on Thursday. Oh, you really need to shave, sir. No offense. You're fat and furry as fuck if that was you on Thursday. The dog is like, hey, that's my water, bitch. Yeah, dude, I want to see that dog, like, let off the chain. How close up to the bear does he get before the bear's like, fuck off, I'm happy. Red Scooper saying fucking scary to have a bear on your property. Oh, yeah, no, if this was my house, I would be, like, calling the cops, I guess. Like, who do you call? Ghostbusters? Like, Bear Busters? When Winnie the Pooh is coming after you, who you gonna call? Bear Busters! Oh, sorry. Oh, this is on the door. I was like, what's with the fucking maple leaf thing? This isn't Canada. What are we blurring out over here? Does he have like a hideous ear deformity? And then I realized, oh no, it's just on the door. Definitely call the Park Service rangers and stuff. Right? Although, like...
Cheer 100. If Aaron came over and knocked on your back door, would you let him in? Professor Tie-Dye cheered 100 bits.
Well, it's a sliding glass door. But I mean, like, you mean like in the dirty way? No. No, I'm not gay. I really don't. And for the record, I don't think he is either. I just think he dabbles. I have no idea. But yeah, I'm not gay. So that'd be a no. But if you meant like the actual back door of the house as a person of ingress, I have no way to take that question. It's in text. So I have to assume you meant sexually, which would be a no, sir. Yeah, that's super funny. So scary. Have a bear in your property. Cool. Got it. Good. Thank you for the 100 bits, Professor Tide. I really appreciate it. That bear still hasn't figured out that he does not decide shit right now. He does not make rules over fuck all. So there you go. The bear in Biltmore Forest, North Carolina. That's have a gun territory. When the bear is in your backyard, that's it's time to have a pew pew, because that bear just fucking felt right at home with your hose. Felt right at home. Good thing they didn't have a pool. I mean, yeah, he'd go swimming. Then you have to worry about him shitting in the pool. If I was the homeowner, I'd put out a small kiddie pool or a small tarp with stones to make a small pool for it. But wouldn't that be encouraging the bear to come onto your property? Isn't that going to be a problem? What, are you hoping to domesticate the bear? He's been here a bunch. We feed him berries. He thinks we're cool. He was bringing the hose. All right. I was against it until you said he was bringing the hose. If he's bringing the hose, I do have some gardening to do. If I was the homeowner. Yep. All right. Covered. Oh, geez. Thank you, Jay Warren. I missed that before. The GG for 10 joules. Thank you as well. All right. We're going until 4:30 today. So we've got still just barely through the first hour. We still have a bunch of stuff left to get to. A scary thing is now, the problem with that is it'll bring all of his best friends too. And there's going to be a whole backyard full of bears. They don't just come by one whenever they find something great. Really? I didn't. Do bears like travel in herds? I know, like, other than like a mother with the cubs, like in packs, eh? Get some jelly donuts and have the bear over for a backyard movie night. It'll be great. This is wild. but then what if he decides to, be a bear and just rip your fucking face off? That's where we have a problem. I'm sorry. I was going off the color of the bear, says Danger Bear Wolf Turtle. Oh, that's not, see, that's just insensitive and insulting, sir. I can't believe you would do something like that. That is not how they like to attribute one person's behavior to another. It's just wrong. How dare you, sir? How dare you, sir? Alan saying good morning, Johnny. It's not morning where I'm at, but good morning to you, mon frere or whatever. I don't fucking know. Good morning. I hope you're doing well. We've got a bunch of different things to talk. Oh, this was the thing I was thinking of. When they were asking about Iran, I was trying to wonder what I had. I had something. We have the whole birthright citizenship thing. If you didn't hear, the 14th Amendment birthright citizenship case failed. It's been struck down. So it's horrible for Donald Trump because he wanted to pass that. The main dissent from Clarence Thomas arguing that the ruling by the majority does not uphold the intent of the framers of the 14th. Oh, dear Lord. Clarence Thomas wrote a book. After the Civil War, the Reconstruction, Congress overruled Dred Scott, the first with the Civil Rights Act of 1866, then with the Citizenship Clause of the 14th Amendment. Both the Civil Rights Act and the Citizenship Clause guaranteed citizenship to persons born and domiciled in the United States, regardless of their race. Neither guaranteed citizenship to persons who were not domiciled in the United States. Blacks were entitled to citizenship because they were Americans. They had no other homeland, owed no allegiance to any foreign power, and were subject to no other authority. They fought and bled in the same battles, gained and gloried in the same victories, and were liable to be called upon to defend America in a time of war, alongside every other citizen, to Life and Writings of Frederick Douglass, 256. Okay, so he's referencing pages of Frederick Douglass's stuff. Citizenship Clause thus guarantees them the dignity and glory of American citizenship so as to ensure that they would never be treated as second class under the law. Same could not be said for the children of foreign temporary visitors. Foreign temporary visitors were attached to their home country, lacked similar bonds to this country, and would not be called upon in a time of war. Americans, consistent with their settler ethos, believed that citizens were the people who called a place home. According to domicile, a person's legal home played a key role in both state and national citizenship in America, as a person was a citizen of the state. So basically he's saying they're not quite the same. The thing was made for for slaves like you and me, and then it was meant to give them all citizenship, and this is now them being told, yep. But oh well, it's the dissenting opinion. It doesn't matter. Nobody gives a shit. 15% does. What are you talking about, Danger Bear Wolf Turtle? Buzz the homeowner and put a small key. Okay, so we covered all that. All right, great. So nobody gives a shit about any of that stuff. We're going forward for another 2.5 hours. Should take today off too. We've got a bunch of different things. I guess nobody cares about this. We know what happened. Nobody gives a shit. It's cool. We do have a fun bit. I had that being serious, so I tampered it with something fun. I know we have a lot of people who are big Better Call Saul fans and stuff like that. Bob Odenkirk did this public message for America's 250th. So let's go ahead and flip it over to Saul Goodman.
Hi, I'm Saul Goodman. Did you know you have rights? Well, you do.
I mean, not really. It's negligible. We've got some. They're infringing on others. Best of luck to you.
Sure, they're old-timey. They were written by a bunch of guys in powdered wigs.
Honestly, we've strayed from them more than followed them, and look where it's gotten us. I'm saying if we kept to them in a couple of ways, I don't know.
And knee socks. Boring. But believe it or not, they're still surprisingly relevant. Your rights include, but are not limited to, freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, freedom of the press, freedom against unreasonable searches and seizures, etc., etc. Wow, you lucky so-and-so. Look at you got rights coming out the wazoo, all because a whole bunch of good people, 250 years worth, sacrificed everything they had for this
No, this is actually Bob Odenkirk that shared this. This is not AI.
awesome wallpaper behind me. Know your rights. And for the love of Mike, don't ever give them up.
I'm Mike, and I approve this message.
Hi, I'm Saul Goodman.
Yeah, so this is not AI. This was actually Bob Odenkirk that put this out. At least that's what I'm being told. I haven't heard anybody saying anything about this being AI, so it's a cool bit and it's true. So, there you go. We did it. It's not AI. He sounds too excited to deliver those lines, says Red Scooper. I mean, he does seem a little excited, but he definitely looks old. It looks, I don't know, if it was AI, I'd expect there to be a couple of issues somewhere. It's too clean to be AI for me. AI gets most of the stuff right. It gets most of the stuff right. Not everything, but most of the stuff. Danger Bear Wolf Turtle, that's awesome. It is. It's nice. It's a great message. I feel like that's honestly a non-political message. Like, people be like, oh, this is this or that. It's not left or right. It's just a true statement of fact. Know the rights and the rights that you have in this country, the rights that people fought for. My brother, oh, by the way, update on the brother situation. I don't have to worry. He's not getting deployed anywhere overseas. He's already out on he texted me the other day. He's on mission and it's in country. So he's just sitting at some base somewhere. They're probably making him fix all their fucking planes. And just go fix all of our fucking jets, and then we'll send you back home. They thought the guy who played Mike died years ago. That part could be AI. All right, but I don't. All right, let's find the story and pull it back up. Nobody said that was AI. Let's see. Because the guy that played Mike is old, and I do think he died. I don't remember. Anyhow. Well, let's look it up. Better Call Saul. Better Call Saul cast. Jonathan Banks. Nope, he is still alive. He is 79 years old and he is still alive, you dicks. So whoever said that, you lied. They should have had a bunch of his past clients doing a testimony of how cool rights are and why they're important, says Danger Bear Wolf Turtle. That could be interesting. I need to watch Better Call Saul. I haven't watched Better Call Saul. I understand the Saul Goodman character and Mike. I watched Breaking Bad. Never watched Better Call Saul. I get into, what was it? I got into fucking Justified really hard. Was that at the same time? I don't know. There was something going on at that point. There were a couple different shows I was kind of like, woo boy for when I was younger. Does the hangar have air conditioning or does he have to manually fan them? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know anything about where he's deployed or nothing. I got the... He has a message he'll send to everybody in the family. I got my message the other day, which was like, hey, bro, thinking of you. Hope you're doing well, blah, blah, blah. I'm shipping out, but don't worry. It's in country. And by the time you read this, I'll probably be already on mission, as he always says, or whatever. Meaning he's there and he's doing his thing. So he'll be able to talk to me when he's not working and he's not like on duty. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It's not as cool as when he's in Breaking Bad. So that's what I was worried about with Better Call Saul. It's the thing I worry about every spin-off show. That's why I've never watched any of the Naruto spin-off shows, because I'm an anime nerd and I wasn't going for that. I'm like, nope, we're not going with that. Just like when they do spin-offs, I'm like, okay, we're done. Let's not. I didn't like the Walking Dead spin-off, just all of that shit. You write a good show, you make a good show, let it be the thing. There's a certain thing to be said for the mystique of like an amazing show and not just crapping on it. It's not as all right. The Stargate show is officially shit canned. Yeah, dude, that was officially shit canned a while ago. And it was gonna suck anyway. The Stargate show, literally, we're gonna take it in a new direction, meaning it's gonna suck. So, Better Call Saul was decent. Ending was poetic. Okay. There's someone speaking in the affirmative. I don't know. The one part that intrigued me is seeing like where it intersected with Breaking Bad and almost feeling like seeing a moment for the second time from a different angle. I like that, but So I don't know. I'm not big into watching cartoons, so I don't know that I would watch the X-Men 97 series on Disney Plus. I don't know that I would. Don't really. It's kind of that moment passed for me. If my kid were into it, okay. It's not like they're gonna have Deadpool or anything else. It's gonna be a kid show. I'm just not really. I just found out he took. Yeah, I found that out this morning, and you know what? I don't really. It's his life. I'm not gonna tell him how to live it. I don't think it's the best idea, but hey, who am I to judge? He's not doing anything. I'll say this. I'd be an asshole if I like said ooh poo poo to him. Like, I don't know, man. I've had people fuck my shit up and then I've taken them back. Like, I think I don't know that it's a weird situation. I'm not in it. It's his life. He's got to live it. I got enough crap going on in mine. I can't judge him for what he wants to do. I can't judge him for that because it would make me a dick. So fuck it. Hope he's great. Deadpool is in season 2, Johnny. Well, then maybe. All right, then I'll go look for that episode. Better Call Saul was a prequel to how he became the man in Breaking Bad, but had segments from after Breaking Bad at the beginning and end of Better Call seasons. Season 2 is out this month. I still don't really care. You added Deadpool, and I'm still just kind of like, cool. They added Deadpool. I don't see how you do that in a kid-friendly show. Deadpool swears like a sailor. I don't see how you do Deadpool. Deadpool's not a kid-friendly comic book character. When I was younger, that part of that was the attraction, was the fact that he was not kid-friendly. He was not nice. Like, he said shit, fuck, and all that stuff. He had more fun. That's why I enjoyed it. Let's see. What were we talking about? I don't know if we were talking about this already or not. A lot of people are pissed off that the 250th State Fair or whatever. Yeah. The 250th State Fair facades are temporary, and people are pissed off that they're not made of permanent shit. Guys, these buildings are great. These buildings at the Great American State Fair are just covered in printed sheets that are literally stapled on, and they share this clip. Yeah?
Staples.
Yeah?
I don't want to touch it because you know how they feel about touching things around here.
Right, but the thing is just to look nice, and it's temporary. What did you want them to build it out of? Like, the more intricate this facade gets, the more work it takes to make, put together, have. It becomes heavier. This is light. This works well in a variety of temperatures, and if it's waterproof, then it's called a temporary structure. Oh, someone's going to poke a hole in that one.
Quality craftsmanship. American workers.
Again, nobody said it was built out of brick and stone. It's a look. Have you never been to a fair? Dude, have you never been to a fair? I've been to some fairs in my time where it's not even a tent. It's just this like dude who's got a picnic table and a crock pot, and he swears to God he's certified to serve food. Like, this is actually pretty nice. I fell asleep while watching Breaking Bad and barely remember it. There's a lot of Breaking Bad. You fell asleep while watching all of it? Let Mersh fuck up his own life. Well, I don't even think it's necessarily a fuck up. Look, I would hope that for Mersh to take her back, some sort of conversation, a private one, was had, and some sort of monumental understanding was reached. But if not, again, not my life. I don't need the strife. I've got enough bad crap already coming my way that I'm not going to wish ill will on anyone else because I don't need the karmatic payback. I've got a deep enough pond to swim out of myself. I'm doing me best damn doggy paddle, and I've got 2 bum legs, and me mum died in the holly. Or no, me dad died in the holly, and me mum's a lampshade. All right, anyways, so... Wait, structures at fairs aren't real? Stages and sports potties aren't there permanently? Right, this is a temporary structure, and this... look at this. Craftsmanship. And again, I don't know if you know this or not, ma'am. Compared to what we get most of the time at state fairs, it's not bad. It's not the best. It's not bad. Pond, reservoir, yeah, make your own. You know what? Forge your own destiny, enjoy your own adventure. Who the fuck cares about that shitty verse? Oh. What is that, 2D ass house texture? It's Oh yeah, it is printed, so it goes from there to there. But yeah, it's a temporary sheeting that they put around the booths and stalls at the fair. It's literally temporary. It's got actual, like, real facade pieces. Again, if you go to any state fair, this is actually pretty fucking ritzy.
Staples.
It's got these bookending the sides of it.
I don't want to touch it because you know how they feel about touching things around here.
Actually, I don't. You didn't discuss it. Did you touch it before and you got in trouble? Again, it's not that bad. It's just house wrap in a special look. And that's the point. Like, it's a temporary facade, though, and they're pissed off that the stuff is... That's a temp structure. That's really nice. Yeah, it's just for the 250th state fair. Like I said, compared to the like crappy tents and shit that you'll see at actual state fairs with other real vendors, like, that's actually pretty fucking nice. It's not. I mean, if they said it was permanent and this was a building, if they tried to tell you that it was real, yeah, we'd have something to talk about. Nobody promised that wasn't just a sheet designed to look nice. It still looks way better than most state fairs. She's referencing the pool paint touching. Oh. Well, with the fact that it's peeling up, I can understand why they didn't want people touching it. People be ripping the shit up off the ground. So, if he actually built it, they would complain about it just as much as it's fake. Yeah. They're not happy. I agree. They would be pissed no matter what he did. But it's just, I mean, come on. You're complaining. Like, I hate when someone complains about something like, really? This is the best we get? And I'm like, are you kidding me? That's pretty fucking nice. That's pretty fucking fancy. For this thing, like, this stuff's going to be over in, like, what, a week? like the Great American State Fair thing, the 250th thing, that's going to be over in what, a week? So this is a temporary structure for that state fair for whatever they do on the other side of that thing. So whether it's vendor booths or a performance space, whatever goes on the inside of that, you're telling me that's just for a week, and then they take the whole thing down. And you know, since it's stapled, they could have built it out of wood. You know what that means? It's fucking recyclable. Atomic Ray, we are going back to paper and leaving vinyl behind. We are? Oh. Can I judge him for that? It's up to you, Bricks Gaming. These people never been to a temporary event like fireworks shows. Yeah. It's actually not bad. Oh, these are the temp buildings. Yeah. The temp buildings for the 250th American Fair thing. And she's sitting there shitting on them, and I'm just like, dude, that's a temporary building. It's actually pretty decent looking. Like, eh. Stop complaining, have a hot dog, have a beer, have a good time. Right. The nerve of anyone to complain right now, like everyone, myself included, enjoys living in this wonderful country for the people that have sacrificed God knows how much time away from their families up to and including their very lives to provide this for the rest of us. And it's just like, yeah, how about for one fucking week we just go, you know what? It's kind of cool being an American. We got a lot of things a lot of people don't. We're enjoying a lot of freedoms a lot of people don't. How about for, you know, you can be liberal, I can be conservative, we can be whatever. But for the next week, let's just kind of be like, you know what? It's pretty fucking kick ass. Or St. Aaron says, stop complaining, have a hot dog, have a beer, have a good time. Those are my dinner plans. I'm going to have exactly one beer and a hot dog and go. That's all we're doing. Okay, doot. So there's that. Yeah, I don't know who this chick is complaining about this. Obviously, it's Anarchy Princess is the name of the Twitter account. Anarchy Princess. Local liberals shocked to discover temporary structures for 3-week-long fair are temporary. You ever been to a fair? Apparently not. Oh, a lot of people are shitting on her. Libtard when a building is temporary. When a temporary building is temporary. Oh my God, they didn't construct actual stone buildings for a temporary fair on the National Mall. The horror. So everyone's kind of shitting on her. Great. I love this. Being mad about Trump building the White House ballroom at the same time as being mad he isn't building the temporary multi-million-dollar buildings for a 2-week fair shows how intelligent these people are. That is inconsistent. You're mad at the money he spent on the reflecting pool. You don't want him to build the arch. And you don't want him to do all the ballroom stuff, but you're mad that we didn't spend more money on the buildings. And okay, all right. Anyways, I bet those tents have AC. Probably do. Air conditioning, go USA for the win. Oh, I've got a fun thing about air conditioning. I'm also having beer and hot dogs. See what I mean? It's just a good base meal. I'm going to get done with the show here, and then I'm going to probably, I don't know, just fucking make a bucket of popcorn, kick up my feet, have a good time. I got a couple of things to do tonight. And then, yeah, hang out with the kiddo. Just have a square afternoon. So, alrighty, there we go. Done with that temporary building. Okay, so yeah, we can talk about this. Since you mentioned AC, that's actually rather proper. Paris officials are now blaming Americans and their air conditioning for the European heat wave that has killed 1,300 people. Jesus Christ. You guys tell them all to turn off their air conditioning and it's America's fault? Okay. All right, so Paris officials are blaming America. And thank God the Paris officials are sharing this stuff on Instagram of all places. Dear American journalists and social media influencers, for days some of you have been criticizing and making fun of Paris because the city doesn't have AC in every room of every apartment and places. Oh my God, this is so rich. And then she shares the next post. As the second highest emitter of greenhouse gases in the world, you bear significant responsibility. Firstly, I looked into that, ma'am. Let's flip over to this thing. I looked into that as I was prepping the show. All right? We are not the second highest in America, and I kind of thought we would be. We're not the second highest in America. We're like third or fourth. But you know what? All of your European countries get lumped in as one group. You're not much less than us, sweetheart. So, sorry. I mean, yes, if we break it down to just what France produces in and of itself in the little tiny country of France, yeah, it wouldn't be the same. But apparently you guys, since you're one big European Union, there's like 17 countries in it. I guess it's called the EU 17. You guys are right up there with us, actually. So their heat causes more harm than guns do in the U.S. 250 beers, 250 pounds of meat, and over $3,000 in fireworks. Rodeo weekend, 4th of July, 250 is going to be great. That sounds like a lot of meat. And if it weren't for the heat, I'd come down for just the meat. St. Aaron, France can suck a cock. Their policymakers made laws to cause disruption in citizen lives, then blame other countries when things fall apart. That has no interaction with how their laws was formed or voted on. They doing it makes us take similar actions for climate control, not a theory. AC is rich people thing in the UK, Johnny. You're cooking 2 full pigs. Dude, I'm not going to lie. Never enjoyed a roasted pig. And I never thought I'd want to specifically. Like, wouldn't turn it down. But I heard about the crackling, and now I'm like, I'm craving the crackling. I've heard about the crackling, and I got to find out what is the crackling. Like, I know what the crackling is. I know it's like the skin thing, but like, I got to... Supposedly the crackling is a thing, and it's just a thing like you don't until you experience it. F.U. France, we have brisket, AC, and deodorant. America rules, right? For 3 of those 4. What one are you leaving out? These climate change are the worst. They don't ever address the fact EV charging stations are powered by diesel fuel or the amount of refracted sunlight and heat that comes off of these. Yeah, like I said, this lady in her own post said America was the second highest contributor to greenhouse gases. And I went and I Google searched it and I got some graphs and looked it up. And no, not only, by the way, I was shocked to learn this. Not only are we not second highest, we're like third or fourth. We're still up there. Not only are we not the second highest, but from 2022 to now, we're one of the, I'd say, out of the top 5, we're one of the groups trending down. So I'm sorry. I got 2 problems with that post right there. AC and heat pumps contributes and aggravates the problem. Not to mention it consumes a lot of energy and emits dangerous per and polyfluorical substances, PFAs. You guys still have that stuff in there? We choose to use it in the most accurate way to develop other solutions. We're reducing our environmental footprint and adapting the city at the same time to the short, medium, and long term. It's not one-shot issue. Oh, dear Lord. Okay, how 7, 8, 1, 2, if you've got to put it in 20 fucking goddamn Instagram posts, don't post it on Instagram, okay? Can we talk to this generation that thinks this is... If I have to read 70 of these goddamn things, go... Oh, and you had to put music to it, too. Fuck off, Audrey Pulvar. Like, just put it in one long statement. You can't do this as the second largest emitter. Again, It's not the second largest. Your whole statement is riddled with falsehoods. And you might be trending down in France, but the EU as a whole trending up. So guess what you're part of? You're part of a group that's going up. So if you want to shake your finger at somebody, why don't you do it at your neighbor? Or just don't. Well, I suppose. You want to shit on us, that's fair. We were shitting on you. But, like, we were shitting on you for things that were accurate, like you telling people not to use their AC. That's what we were shitting on you for. And I don't remember anyone. Once again, I have to say, who the fuck invited France? We were crapping on England for not allowing people to use AC. I don't remember reading, seeing, doing, or hearing a single person or story about people crapping on France for not having AC. You know what? I got all the way through that story before I realized, once again, France is full of crap and they're just trying to muscle into a subject or an issue to be like, oh, you guys, we're here too. Nobody asked you. Nobody asked you, France. I see London. I don't see France because nobody cares. Nobody cares, France. Brian, we should do emitter by population. Well, if we do emitter by population... I wonder how that affects it. That might not go the way you think. Wouldn't big cities, because like I even think in like in America, big cities, we probably have less emissions because people can't drive as much, and so like in those places and areas, wouldn't it be? But then at the same rate, the way we're doing now, just the bulk emissions thing, I don't know. I don't know how that would go. I would rather take a bullet over heat stroke death, says Matthew Q. Yeah. Can't argue with you there. Fortunately, I'll never have to worry about it. My whole body will shut down before that happens. Yes, I saw where they tell them AC can give you cancer. Lulls. Right. Like that. I thought the PFAS, thought the PFAS, I thought that was like an old-timey thing and not still a thing. China and Asia outpollute everyone, and it's not close. Right. China and Asia outpollute everyone, it's not close. Those are your number one and your number two. Number three, according to the national emissions, whatever graph I was looking at earlier, like number three is, was it? Like third place is roughly India or EU. They're like tied for third. We're coming in at like fourth or fifth. And then behind us is, fuck, I don't even remember. South America. I think like South America gets grouped up as one. So, like I said, we're up there, but not the worst. Rusty Grammar saying climate change is natural. It isn't man-made. You retards. And I know you didn't just say retards, but I'm not reading the other one. I don't think it's man-made. I think we have an effect, not like a visible, not like a super huge effect. I feel like it sways, but we maybe, here's what I think. I think we might be expediting the process in certain situations. Brian, no. Country emission by population. It'll even out. It works out better than just overall emission. We care about which country is better about it. I don't know. I'll say this. If you have AC and you're not using it, like the power to produce all of the AC stuff, you're still burning that coal. You're still running those power plants. And, oh, we don't have emissions with cars. You're still driving around in your car. Like, your car has AC. Are they going to make you turn that off, too? It's just serious. The sun is getting larger because it's dying. They won't admit it to the public. Oh, really? Hey, if they won't admit it to the public, what are the odds I can Google search that? Is the sun getting larger? It's not something you can really do. Is the sun getting bigger? The sun has increased in size by around 20% since its formation about 4.5 billion years ago. It will continue slowly increasing in size until about 5 or 6 billion years in the future. Then it will start changing much faster. But this makes it sound like 5 or 6 billion years, we shouldn't be seeing a visible or noticeable difference now. Like in our climate. Like in the last 10. Seems weird. Brian, our son is incredibly young in star years. I don't know, man. I was never invited to the baptism, so I don't know his birthday. Johnny, is climate change a liberal woke agenda? Mostly. Mostly. There's parts of it that are true. Like I said, the climate is actually changing. How that's happening, again, you can say it's man-made, you can say it's not, but it is definitely happening. But you can't, like, here's the problem with all of the people, like, it's man-made climate change. Those people also screamed man-made climate change while they dog-whistled me on things like, well, the whole world's going to flood and ocean levels are going to rise. And it's like, we don't really have a whole lot of ocean levels rising in a lot of places. I'll say this. For the sun getting larger, that would explain increased volcanic activity, would it not? Does the sun exert a greater gravitational force as it increases in size? Is that how it works? Matthew Q, we got another 4 trillion years or so marked safe from the sun. In other words, start stocking up now. Buy gold, buy gold, buy gold, buy. And, you know, make sure you have plenty of popcorn. Oh, dear Lord, I'm almost out of popcorn. I was wrong yesterday when I said I had an 11-pound thing of popcorn. It was 8 pounds, but it's still almost gone. And I'm actually not impressed with myself for eating so much popcorn. Al Gore is super serial about Man Bear Pig, but we haven't found Man Bear Pig. Bad, dumbass, communist retards. For what? Elites wouldn't be buying oceanfront property if the oceans were rising. Right? Like Oprah wouldn't have her Hawaiian destination vacation. Jared Kushner wouldn't be buying an island if again, the oceans were rising. No, then well, I don't actually, you say that, Scruffy, you say that, and I appreciate that. Thank you, both in Rumble chat and on here. I appreciate that, but you realize oceans float, so... Hi, Digger, you're not even here. And I still brought it back. Oceans float. Or oceans float. Fuck, I'm stupid. I meant to say islands float, and I said oceans float. Nah, I went to rip on her, and I fucked it up all over the place. That's just poor me every which way but Sunday. Hey, Alucard. Do you want to join us or not? Well, here, let me put my legs up. Let me put my legs up. It's been a while since we've had you on the show. They miss you. People will still think you're AI, but who cares? You're AL. Al. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come on. Come here. Gotcha. Haha. So there he is, everybody. The grandpa cat we all love and adore. You're looking tiny. You're looking tiny, my friend. Don't worry, you've got your dinner coming around the corner. Alucard. Yep, Alucard would be great. Retard. Yeah, I am. I'm tarded. I'm totally tarded. I was trying to rip on Digger for the whole islands float, and in my exuberance, I said oceans float. Like a fucking moron. At least I caught it pretty quick. Like, by comparison to the whole floating island situation. I caught it with some expediency this time. But Obama House at Martha's Vineyard is going to go underwater. No, it isn't. Go, Alcat, go, you fuzzy beast. The dog isn't down here anymore. We moved the dog upstairs because it was becoming a tripping hazard for me. So we haven't had the poocheroo down here for a while. He comes down for his snuggles and cuddles because he needs to nuzzle me every once in a while. But he's just an old cat. I'm crazy about cats. My God, Johnny has a tabby. I have a tabby and I have a tortie. This is my tabby Alucard. I have a tabby and a tortie. And Integra's the tortie. She's the young one. Oceans float. Air isn't real. You can't see it. Right? You can't see it. Can't be real. Earth's climate has had many changes for many years, way before we existed. Right? I heard there was an ice age at one point. And then we thawed. There were like a couple of hot periods, followed by some cold periods. Didn't we have like a super hot jungle period? And then wood wouldn't like break down because there was no bacteria that could do it. And then there was a bacteria that could do it. And it turned like the place into like an almost poisonous atmosphere at some point. And then we had a bunch of methane and greenhouse gases and stuff that got released from the wood being broken down. And so we had to develop plants, develop a nitrate cycle to recycle the stuff, like a whole thing. It's been through a lot. Or it was made in 7 days and this stuff was all just running this way. But either way, according to records, it's kind of gone up and down in temperature. So anyhow, we've got all those covered. I got to load my second hour stories. I'm so busy petting my cat. I forgot all about that. We've got 2 hours left in the program. Thank you for being here. Our Lady of Canada Digger is obviously not here today. She will be back tomorrow. Our studio is sponsored this week and into next week, an extra week for Los Federales Bathhouse and Creamery. Simply because of the holiday, we're postponing the funding show. So one more week for Los Federales Bathhouse and Creamery, where you can get blown and a snow cone. Los Federales Bathhouse and Creamery. I haven't seen Los here for a while. Aaron said he upset Los, and I haven't seen him since. So hopefully he's just out busy doing other stuff. But I don't know. But, it is what it is. According to Disney, there has been 5 ice ages because they're on the 6th movie now. Well, wasn't the movie always just surviving the first one? Like during? I don't know. Weird movie all over. Weird all over. Aaron could not upset Fly. I don't know who Fly is, so I don't know their temperament. Aaron's upset plenty of people. I've seen it. I seen it. All right, let's grab this. We have some fun stories for the second hour. We've got a hospital that has gone above and beyond in terms of making some of their equipment multi-purpose. As someone who has had to use hospital facility stuff, I don't like it when people take specialized equipment and start using it for a multi-purpose feature. But sometimes the need is greater, and you've got to do it. And so we've got a good story of that. We've got a couple of other things to talk about. We've got an actual real-life Batman. Thank you, Voice Crack. I'm so excited for this. We've got a real-life Batman, and he's in Mexico. My money, if I had to put it on, my money is on. It's Ralph. That's who I'm saying it is. I'm saying the Ralph Mail's had enough. And he's delivering justice on the mean streets of Mexico. I have no idea. But yes, there is an actual real-life Batman. They actually exist. That's the thing. We'll get to that. We have a Los Angeles man who is arrested for shooting a BB gun at naked bike riders. This is one of those where, how high-powered was the BB gun? How much damage could it do? And was he aiming for their butts? Because let's just face it, if you want to ride around naked on your bicycle, you should be subject to BB shootings. Because I'm just not for public nudity. I get that we're not like a super strict society, but how about, I don't know, you keep your junk covered? A pair of shorts, maybe, guys, you can have the tops off. Ladies, you can be in the swimwear kind of deal. But how about we keep it neat with like some shorts? Maybe some cut off khakis or something. I don't know. First, the earth cooled, then dinosaurs died and turned into oil. The Arabs bought Mercedes, and Prince Charles started wearing Princess Diana's dresses, which I couldn't believe it. That's a weird way to sum up the history of the world. Mass and spin, torsion physics, space-time is twisted. I don't know enough to combat that comment, so I'm just going to assume you're right. Do they play the theme song when they stop a crime, Johnny? I don't think they play the theme song, St. Caesar. And again, they don't stop crimes. A real-life Batman is gift-wrapping criminals for cops. Matthew Q saying Mexican Batman rules. I'm just happy that Mexican Batman exists, because then maybe he'll branch out. Yes, Red Scooper, I am very well aware that that's how that whole happened. That's happened here, too, though, where, like, he gives you a link, and he's like, play my link, and it's just like, we don't have to do that. Like, it's just, you know what? It's his life. He's got to live it. Not on this program, but, you know, on there, then maybe. Now everything is fake and gay. I've got news for you. It always was. Matthew Q saying, so what you're saying, if we had more dead dinosaurs, gas would be cheaper. Technically, I mean, the oil reserves would be greater, and I'm not saying that. I guess whoever St. Aaron is saying that. I'm not saying if we had more dead dinosaurs. I don't know where you got that from, actually. Who did you extract that comment for? BB gun for the win. Yeah, dude, I'm all for the BB gun. I would like to hear the Batman theme in a Mexican mariachi band. I'm trying to think of the Batman theme, and I don't know. Mexican Justice League. That's going to be an awfully interesting group. I can't wait to meet. I can't wait to meet Mexican Cyborg. Dude, Mexican Flash could just be, if we want to just be completely racist and insensitive, Mexican Flash could just be, what's the name of the mouse? Shit. Speedy Gonzalez. That's who we got. He's got Speedy Gonzalez. That's who can be the Mexican Flash. Arriba, arriba, arriba. Andale. He's gone. All right. Anyways, let's go ahead and get through this. We have a bunch of different stuff to talk about, so we'll start with the British Juvenile Center thing. So a British juvenile facility is using children's therapy ferrets. Now, firstly, I didn't know there was such a thing as a children's therapy ferret. I don't know what a ferret does for children in therapy, but they are awesome. Like, my daughter loves our cats. But if I still had my ferret, she would be so happy. She would just pick up his little slinky ass. She would just want to pet him all the time. She would love the little ferret. She would think he's the best. But, so yeah, as for the British Juvenile Facility, using children's therapy ferrets to kill rats, I'm torn. On the one hand, like, if you're getting flack, I think you should be getting flack for the children's therapy facility having rats, like a problem to which you have to deal with. Yeah, that's a problem. Let's not do that. And if you do have that many rats, we need to speak it. Wasn't the guy who played the Flash in the last movie already Mexican? I have no idea. I just know he was messed up. I just know he was a nutcase. I don't remember his I don't really generally pay that much attention to people's ethnicities. So if it's not like glaringly obvious, I'm not really going to notice. So, yeah, I don't know. I just know he was fucking nutso. The British government has now offering cognitive therapy to their prisoners, because why not? And a HMYOY Wembley at West Yorkshire, they provide ferret therapy. I thought this was for children. It's a children's therapy where pet ferrets are used to reduce anxiety. But when you pair that scenario with the well-known facts that prisons in Britain have been infested with rats for hundreds of years, The Guardian is report. What do you mean? You said this was children's therapy. So this is just, they're bringing the ferrets into prison. According to The Guardian, in mid-May, staff and children complained about dozens of rats running around the grounds and inside prison buildings. A team of officers and children who are allowed to take on maintenance duties called Q Branch and were given permission to use ferrets to kill the rats. Permission to use ferrets to hunt rats was given by a named member of the senior management team, the HSE complaint said. Management at the juvenile facility taught the boys that nature is brutal and the rats would be quickly disposed of. According to the union complaint seen by The Guardian, the decision resulted in a boy who looks after ferrets witnessing an inappropriate and potentially distressingly savaging of a screaming rat. Oh, no. He watched a bunch of ferrets rip a rat apart. Another complaint suggests that a gored rodent was then stomped to death by a senior staff member in front of prison officers. The incident will not only traumatize children inmates. So you have children inmates and prison officers, but is a contamination risk and raises concerns under the Health and Safety Act. I'm just going to say this, like, you got the ferrets already. Oh, I don't know. Yeah. Oh, the na Batman. Yeah, I don't know how that goes in Mariachi Grove. Hunt rats. You realize how much rats can feed a prisoner? Yeah, but it might be diseased rat meat. It's been there forever. And holy shit, it's almost 3 o'clock. You want to eat diseased rat meat? I wouldn't want to. Chevy JB finally made it. Well, welcome, Chevy. Welcome, Chevy JB. I'm guessing Aaron didn't guessing Aaron hit his goal because I was looking forward to numero uno Josh Denny fan paying me for the loss. Nothing. I guess they're fine. It's fine. People need to toughen up. I will say this, like, what did you think was going to happen when you authorized the use of ferrets to kill rats? I don't know if you noticed or not. Ferrets have claws and teeth, neither of which are that big. And, yeah, they're going to rip little fuckers apart, but it's not going to be quick. The rat is going to endure a significant amount of trauma and pain. And if you're going to watch that, emotionally speaking, so are you. Plus, yeah, dude, I don't want to catch anything the rats have. Matthew Q, rat burger. You already stepped on it, so it's half a patty. No, if you stepped on it, you're gonna. No, that's just gross. You know what? I don't even want to go down that road. Look, I watched people eat wild rodents as a survival thing in a survival show, and even at that, I got grossed out at. I think I'm too prissy for life because I don't know that I could survive on rat. Scruffy, I feel absolutely nothing for rats. I don't feel for the rats so much as I feel bad for the kids that witnessed that and didn't know what they were in for. That's what I feel bad for. I've watched way too much like Planet Earth and BBC, like, you know, world crap that I Mother Nature doesn't really like when an animal attacks another animal. I'm not like, oh my God. I feel a certain level of empathy for the poor animal in that moment, but that's about it. I'm also kind of a fag. Aren't rats kosher? Oy vey. But that would be called cannibalism, Wild. What do you mean? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It was a joke. It was a joke. Don't cancel me. It was a joke. Oh, boy. That juvenile facility, though. Dear Lord. They put you in there because you vandalize shit, you break stuff, and then you just get horribly traumatized watching a bunch of ferrets gang fucking rip a rat apart. I survived on squirrel at a Symbionese Liberation Army safe house in the 70s. Greasy. Squirrel is actually, ironically, one where I understand. It's big enough to want to eat it. It's just mice and rats. It's so tiny. But I understood, like, the desire to kill the mice. Like, in the case of the survival shows, they're always getting into the people's camps and making a mess of shit. And you're like, motherfucker, get out of here. Like, those bitches smelled the food and you couldn't get them away. Bro, I watched Watch People Die while eating as a kid. These kids are pussies. Do you mean 10,000 Ways to Die? Are we talking about that show? I loved that show. I'm a horrible person, but God, I love 10,000 Ways to Die. I loved that show. Always my favorite 10,000 Ways to Die was the story about two potheads who ran out of weed. So they just went walking around in the woods, grabbing random plants and smoking them to see if they could coax themselves a high. And what they smoked was poison sumac. And they died of, what's the thing when the water fills in your lungs? Not asphyxiation, but edema. And that was my favorite one. I was like, oh, and like, keep in mind, I smoke weed. I'm a pothead. But that's my, like, oh, you fucking deserve this, you stupid fuck. Like, I get it. Weed's fun. It helps me with my pain. I use it all the time. I'm pretty much smoking once or twice a day. But come on, man. Really? You're that hard up that I'm just going to grab anything. It's not even cured. It's not even dried. It's just a fresh, wet leaf you ripped out of the ground. You rolled it and smoked it. You deserved every inch of that. St. Aaron can play violent video games but can't handle real violence. Pussy. Oh, no, the violent video games affect me too. Like, here's the violent video games desensitize me. If I'm playing particularly violent video game for a prolonged period of time, I will become desensitized to seeing violence. It's just the way of it. It's like it's like a bruise versus a callus. I don't do it enough to form a callus, so every time it happens, it's a bruise. You get what I'm saying? But I'm desensitized at that point in time to the pain for a while, but then it heals over, goes back to normal. So I would say the other problem with the violent video games and the horror video games is that shit infects my dreams when I turn out all the lights and try to go to sleep. So yeah, I'm not really a big fan on, well, I suppose you could call World of Warcraft a violent video game. But that's a bird's eye view. It's totally different. It's cartoony. When you attack people and stuff, they say things like "da boo," like it's completely bullshit. I don't play that super realistic stuff like Call of Duty and shit. I'm not all that. I could, but I don't. Every week we watched Mutual of Omaha Wild Kingdom. Something always got killed. You know it's a good program when it's sponsored by like Liberty Mutual of Omaha. Well, I guess it's probably just Mutual of Omaha before Liberty bought them. My favorite was passing out into a snowblower. Said it was from a St. Cloud man. That's a horrible way to go. I wouldn't like, again, the one I liked is like a good old fashioned Darwinism. Two idiots completely like weren't in harm's way, weren't in any danger. Their death was entirely at the demise of their own hands. Like all their fault. That's all I was saying. I was all for it. That's all I'm saying. Let's go ahead. Mexican Batman, since we keep talking about this. Mexican Batman apparently keeps gift wrapping bad guys, leaving them for the cops. Good. I need this to be translated. Thieves in, is this the translation? Thieves in Lagos de Moreno, Jalisco, Mexico are all trying to figure out who this Batman character is. According to authorities, a masked vigilante is swooping in, beating up bad guys, and leaving them gift-wrapped for cops to pick up. At least 5 men were discovered helplessly duct-taped to street poles over the past 10 days, beginning on June 13th in the area of Lagos de Moreno, Jalisco. Many of the alleged thieves also had mustaches, cat whiskers, and the Spanish word for thief scrawled on their faces, according to several images. Police are treating the tied-up men as victims and are attempting to catch the vigilante. Well, if he's saying they're thieves, the men were able to cut, let's see, state security said, the men were able to cut free from the poles and treated for their injuries. It's unclear if they are being investigated for the alleged thefts. I like that he's drawing mustaches on them. Ooh, do we have an actual video of found Mexican Batman? I'm gonna say this isn't real. I don't think that's Mexican Batman. I don't think that's Mexican Batman. I'm going to go out on a ledge and say that's not Mexican Batman. So you, Mr. Commenter, lied to us. Batman is Mexican and he's taping thieves to poles, right? Like, I want to see if we have a news story for it. We don't? All right. Nothing? Nobody else? Oh, man. Where's that picture? Oh, this one. This is the one. So these are the thieves, some of the situations. We're blacking out their faces. He apparently draws mustaches, cat whiskers, and other things. They're taped to they're duct taped to freaking poles. Oh my god. Dude, we need to investigate these people. I bet they're criminals. Let's find out. Let's find out. Odds are good. Treat them guilty until proven innocent. We don't know anything. After all, they were stopped by Mexican Batman. Saying that's Mexican Fat Man. Oh, there you go. He draws on them with a Sharpie marker. Why no penis was drawn is beyond my understanding. Yeah, well, he's Mexican Bat. I think he's implying. I think the cat whiskers and stuff implies that they're thieves. You know, cat burglars and the like. That sort of affair. Scruffy the cat. Yeah, I'm sorry I beat you to it. Bro, I watched, we cover there, no actual videos of people dying, gruesome deaths. Oh, dude. I've seen a few of those. I'm not really big for, I wasn't big on snuff films as a kid. Who are you, El Bato? Is that how you say Batten? I was afraid to do it. Buenos Dias is Spanish for Bruce Wayne. I don't think it is. I don't think Buenos Dias is, or Bruno Diaz. I don't know why I went Buenos Diaz. St. Cloud Superman versus Mexican Batman. My money's on Mexican Batman. Mostly because St. Cloud Superman has let himself go. He is a fat fucker. So he's sizable. So best of luck to you. Best of luck to you. I don't think you can beat him. Just saying right now. My money's on Mexican Batman. Because there's also the huge possibility that Mexican Batman has weapons and tools provided to him by drug cartels. So, I mean, all he needs is just a little bit of blow, and now he's turbocharged going into the thing. You know, it's just, I don't think he can deal with it. So, yeah, money's on Mexican Batman. That is so cool. I can't believe we have someone actually being Batman. I wondered how long until it would happen. Because the entire character of Batman is just, I'm tired of watching this crime happen and this stuff. Like, we got to do something. And you have all these places all over the world where someone, and like, one of them's got to have one person who's just uppity enough to decide, yeah, I'm going to fucking do this. And I'm going to go be Batman. I mean, most of us would want the Bruce Wayne's superpower, which is being stupidly rich. But if you can't get that, you might as well take the Dark Knight of Vengeance mantle for the other benefits. There was a guy on U.S. soil that dressed as Batman to fight crime years ago. He was wanted by the police too. Ooh, what if it's the same guy? Because we never found out. That guy could have been Mexican. Or this Mexican Batman could be a white guy. Either could be possible. What if it's the same? What if there's only ever been one Batman? I ask you, what if there's only ever been I am right, bet. What? You're right about what? Buenos Diaz is Cameron Diaz's cousin. I don't think that's true. MSO. I really don't think that's true. All right, so there we go. Mexican Batman in the can. I hope those people are actual criminals and not just like random people that some nut job went and accosted. But the treating them as victims, I feel like a little bit of investigation might be necessary. Just on the off chance that this Mexican Batman didn't just, pick all of you guys at random. Just on the off chance. All right, so this next story. This guy is a hero in my book because I don't like naked bike races. I don't think you should be allowed to do a naked bike ride. Like, if you are a city, and I'm fucking counting the days till we're one, maybe we already are. If you're a city that allows naked bike rides, get fucked. Like, I get it. We have freedoms. We have religious freedoms, freedom of expression, freedom of choice, all that stuff. Like, I get that. But the whole, like, oh, but for one day to account for some people, you guys can... Who really, like, whose life is so diminished that if you can't bicycle down the street with your junk out, it's not worth living? Whose life is so dark that that's the only light holding you up in the end of the day? Like, what? It's just, you don't need this. So somebody has had enough of it. Obviously, they're opposed to it, but they can't stop it because it doesn't matter how much you protest the naked bike rides. But I need to have my dick out and you need to respect it. Like, no, you don't. No, you don't. MSO, Johnny, don't surf. I never do. But let's go over to this one.
Charges after allegedly shooting 2 people with a BB gun at a naked bike riding event in downtown LA. This happened.
Yeah. If you guys want to gather and do this, I don't have, I'm sorry, I don't feel any sympathy for you when someone who protests this goes, yeah, I'm just going to pop you guys with a BB gun.
Around 11 this morning near the intersection of Temple Street
don't
and
feel
North
sympathy
Alameda
for
Street.
you.
Police say a male suspect dressed in all black and riding a scooter fired the BB gun at the nude cyclist. 2 victims were treated for lacerations at the scene.
Dear Lord, what is this? Oh, that's like a neck thing. So you're like covering yourself. All right. Okay. I love the smell of napalm in the morning. Paintballs would be better. But paintballs would cause way more damage, MSO. Like, you'd have to have a high-powered BB rifle to really hurt them with a BB. Why would you want to ride a bike naked? Imagine how much worse road rash would be. It's because, again, you have this need to be naked around everybody else and everyone else be cool with it. And that's the problem. It's not like a need to be naked for you. It's a need to be naked in front of all of us, and we don't want that. How is this allowed? We have censorship laws for movies and TVs, but this crap can happen. Right, we can't show it on TV. We have to blur it on TV because there's laws about national decency, so we censor stuff for a sense of decency, but you're allowed to behave in this debauchery level, like, in public. It really doesn't make sense. But I can't say fuck, shit, or cunt on TV without getting it bleeped out.
The suspect will be charged with assault of a deadly weapon and more charges.
Is it really deadly? It's a fucking BB rifle. I've played with BB rifles as a kid. I've used like CO2 compressed gas BB rifles, pump action BB rifles. Like, you might be able to get a squirrel. But if you shot at somebody, like a person, I don't think you'd have to hit them in the temple or the eye to cause any significant lasting damage. Arrest all of them and put them on the sex offender registry. Well, they're not doing that. They're asking all of them if they're okay because they're all victims, and they're arresting the guy that did it.
Are pending. Charges after allegedly.
So, I don't think they talked about his side of it in the story. Let's see. Hundreds of people were spotted riding without clothes for the World Naked Bike Ride. Ugh. The man dressed in all black was riding a scooter, shooting at the cyclist with a BB gun. 2 victims are forced. Do we have any statements from him? That's the same. I'm pretty sure that's the same 7-minute clip or 25-second clip. Yeah, it's the same clip we just played. You're just sharing the same thing. Yeah, no, dude. I mean, this problem wouldn't happen if we just went, you know what? You don't need to ride a bike through town naked. We don't need a massive naked bike ride, but it's the end of Pride Month, so apparently you got to finish big with. Again, go ahead and tell me it's about a lifestyle that has nothing. It's not about sex or sexual identity or just being being obsessed with your sex and sex organs. Like, I got to be naked while I ride up. No, fuck you, Jesus Christ. It's just Lab Glass with $5. Okay, let them have the naked bike ride, but they can't have a seat. I don't know if you noticed your Lab Glass, but that's only going to get more people, not less. They'll be more in favor of that. Thank you for the $5. And spiky metal pedals. All victims, so they are gay and Jewish. Well, I mean, they're treating the 2 that got shot as victims. Guys, it's most indecent exposure if you ride a bike, okay? Yeah, dude, I would think they should get that. But again, this is something the city is allowing and made okay. People showed up because this was a publicized event. The Great Naked World Bike Ride, which, like I said, shouldn't be a thing. It shouldn't be a thing. I'm okay with clothing being skimpy. I understand in hot weather, especially like what we have now, you might want to cut down on the layers. But I still say that at the end of the day, there's a level of decorum and taste, and you can be comfortable and still look perfectly fine. But when it comes to being naked, that's a private affair. And if you need to be naked in a group, you and your weird fucko friends can go meet in your own neck of the woods in a private place where you can all be naked together. But the rest of us want no part of it. And for those of you that need the rest of us to be part of it, you're pretty fucked up. If you need us to observe your nudity, if the whole thing is like, I got to be naked in front of other people who aren't cool with it, like, fuck off. Pride Month is over tomorrow, Johnny. Yeah, well, the bike ride already happened and the wrong man got arrested. You know what? I went from wrongfully convicted to wrongfully convicted. We have the Batman story where the Mexican police are more worried about catching Batman than investigating his victims. And then we had this one where the guy with the BB guns arrested. All of the sickos that want to ride down the street with their dicks out on their bikes, they're fine. They're fine. Can anyone tell me why children are allowed at these events, please? They shouldn't be, Rusty Grammar. You would think they wouldn't be. Because keep in mind, like in this state would, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if Minneapolis and St. Paul come together to have a gay pride naked bike ride like that happen, right? But in the state of Minnesota, you can't be of a certain age and go into a strip club because it's considered inappropriate. What's done there is considered indecent. And so it's really weird to me that as long as you say it's your lifestyle and we have to accept it, it's okay to do it in the street. It's just weird. I love Johnny. I love Scruffy. I love lots of guys. It's not gay until you are fucking each other. Yes, the famous... Shit, now I'm spacing on his name. He's one of Aaron's favorite comedians. Oh, fuck. I know who he is. I can picture him. Fucking hate my brain sometimes. Poor bicycle seats and all gross and stuff. Ew. Keyword in homosexuality sex. Yeah, dude. Patrice O'Neill. Thank you very much, Rusty Grammar. Patrice O'Neill. Yeah, dude. It's like I said, my problem is the community doesn't address the fact that it's all about sexual identity. And as someone who was like very pro gay rights, very pro gay marriage, like when I was younger, I pushed for those ideals. I espoused them. I posted about them publicly. I very much believe that gay men have every right to get married as everybody else and all that stuff. Looking at where it's gone, I'm like, yeah, but you guys just don't, there's no stopping point. And now it's getting to a point where I'm like, I'm not okay with this. So And the group never calls out its outliers. It's like Donald Trump never admits he fucked up. You know what I mean? It pisses me off if you can't own your mistakes. I make shitloads of mistakes. I own them constantly. And if I don't, the internet does. It's why I never try to strike anybody or stop anybody from clipping my shit or making fun of me. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I make fun of other people so people can make fun of me. That's the rules of the game. It's the Mr. Garrison bike from South Park. Yeah, dude, but you got to admit that was a pretty efficient form of travel. Oh, you could just use the hand controls on here. Wait a minute, so I don't have to use the mouth and the butt controls? Yeah, but why would you do that? The old give them an inch and they'll take a mile. Yeah, pretty much. Give them an inch and they'll demand bathhouses, where I'm like, okay, come on now. Stop fucking... Oh. They should try one in Dearborn, Michigan. That is the other problem. We're building a lot of these communities, like liberal groups that are settling these Muslim communities all over the world. Eventually that clash is going to happen. Like, they're not okay with it. It's got to be a weird to ride naked where people can see. Yeah, that's all I can imagine. I can't think of a single benefit towards being buck-ass naked on a bicycle other than, yeah, that's my balls and my dick flopping back and forth as I pedal. You're looking. Like, I can't think of any other thing that you need so badly that would outweigh the literal negatives of bicycling naked. It's just one of the weirdest activities to want to do. Rusty Grant, I don't care if people want to be satanic sodomize each other. Just do it in your own house or a hobo tent camp. Don't tell us about it. Right? Keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. That's the thing. It's the need for it to be publicly accepted. It needs to be okay to do it in schools. It needs to be okay to do this in front of your children. We need to be allowed to let drag queens read stories to kids. It's like, no. We need to let you exist and enjoy your life and not put our mind in it. That was the argument we were sold before, that you needed the right, like us, to just exist and be who you were. But the need to do this in front of other people that don't qualify, that's where we got too far. I was busy, but thought I would tell you my pellet gun has more feet per second velocity than a .22 LR. Really? Your BB gun? But that BB is so tiny. If you shot a person at relatively close range, is it going to break skin? Because BBs usually aren't very big. Most of the time, they're not even like shaped like bullets. They're usually shaped like just like little pellets. So I don't know the pellet breaks skin. I don't know. It's leading to them demanding maps being called a sexual orientation. Yeah, Wild Saffron, there will never, ever, in any universe, in anywhere in the world, be a place where I will take that sitting down. And I know that's a funny joke, but no. If there ever becomes a public argument for, well, we'll just call it what they are, for child predators saying it's just a sexual orientation and we should be okay with it, I'm going to be like, all right, it's time to round them up. Like, that's where I'm at. I will never, ever be okay with any group that starts espousing that is I'm immediately going to have a severe problem with. I am not okay with children being used or abused. And anyone that says, oh, that's just how I was made, well, then you were made wrong. And I have no problem saying that. Maybe in my younger years when I was better looking, I might have wanted a woman to see me naked. I don't have a problem with people seeing me naked, but I also don't care. Like, I don't need it to be a thing. Even when I was younger, I wasn't like, ooh, check me out, I'm naked. Actually, when I was younger, my favorite thing to do when I was younger was to dress in layers, like a suit, like a nice suit, and get her all worked up, and she's getting frustrated at all of the fucking belts and buckles and buttons and just how much crap you have to get through. And then there's like boxers and an undershirt. It's just, how much are you wearing? Like, right? And the whole time she's just hungry for that dick. That's the win for me. And that's what I think most men should aspire to. Leave a little something for the lady to discover. Johnny, not a BB gun. It shoots 0.177 pellets. Well, then that's not quite what we're dealing with here. They didn't specify what his weapon was. They just said he shot 2 people with a pellet gun or a BB gun. Yeah, they call it a BB gun. And it's in California. So how powerful of a BB gun can you get a hold of in California? So they call it a BB gun, but it's the news, so they could have gotten it wrong. Oh, yeah, if I can put a BB, I can put a BB of a 1/4 inch deep into your skin on low power. All right, well, I'm going to have to admit that I'm wrong on this one then. Maybe it was more serious than I thought. I still have trouble feeling bad for these people, though, because, again, you gathered with a group of dudes to ride around naked to celebrate the fact that you were riding around naked in public. I'm not okay with what you were doing, so I guess everybody sucks in this story. On a fresh can of CO2, probably a 1/2 inch into your leg or something. Really? That I had some pussy-ass BB guns as a kid. I had a pellet-shooting revolver that could not really do significant damage. It wasn't anything to write home about. My brother had a pump-action rifle. Again, nothing to write. You know what it was? It was fun to shoot pop cans. That's about it. I'm ready to split the country at this point. You got 6 months if you want to sell and move to the other. Yeah, but how do you divide it, Scruffy? Because a majority of the goods in the country come in from, like, say, the Port of California, Port of LA. It's the one thing that helps keep California propped up with its weirdly liberal budgets that it never seems to be able to balance out. Next to the income of, say, Hollywood and the tax revenue you get off of that, which isn't much because they moved a lot of it to Vancouver to escape said taxes. So, as well as having different, more available scenery and smaller distances. So yeah, dude, I don't know. How do you divide? How do you split the thing? North and south, east and west? Where's the line? Shred through a pop can? No problem, dude. Double corrugated cardboard? No problem. Again, I had a pussy-ass fucking pellet pistol. What about that RPG on your wheelchair? I don't have an RPG on my wheelchair. A nice BB pew pew. How strong is it? Put your leg out. Let's find out. Dude, I'll say mine wasn't strong enough that, like, my pistol wasn't strong enough that, like, I'd have to be pretty close to break skin. And it's the kind of thing where, like, I could take out, like, a squirrel if I hit it. Like, I could give him a concussion. I could knock him out. And I got to kill the sumbitch, but I could get him. The whole reason I was assuming that what this guy did was okay was because I was operating under the falsehood that BB guns weren't that powerful. I assumed they were just kind of like, oh, it's annoying. Like, ah. I didn't think it would break skin, to be honest. I thought it'd just give you one hell of a welt or a little bruise. Boop. I have a pump action 22. It's hanging on the wall over my 9-year-old's bed because he isn't gay. So if it's a pump action 22, it doesn't use 22 caliber rounds. It's a pump action. So I'm just confused is what it is. I don't know what's what. That's where we're at. I don't know what's what. I just know I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed. Dude. I live in a country where there's a state where they're like, yeah, you guys can just ride with your balls out. And when somebody pops those dudes with a BB gun, we go, yeah, That guy's a piece of shit. Which now I'm finding out the damage the BB gun can do. The guy is kind of a piece of shit. But so are all the assholes that are like, I need to ride naked through town. Friends had a BB rifle that took 2 CO2 cartridges that would penetrate both sides of a metal trash can. A beast. Was that per shot that it used up the CO2? And what's the significance of the 2 CO2 cartridges? You're talking about the little ones like that are that big, the little metal ones you slide them in and you put on. Like, it accepts 22 short and LR rounds. Oh. It was my grandpa's. But so it has like a hammer that hits like a blasting cap that detonates the charge that shoots the round, or you just put the bullets themselves in there? Yes. Okay, so it's using both of those. Well, yeah, if you're using two of those CO2 cartridges in one go, you're gonna have some stuff. Again, I apparently I'm wrong. I don't know if I've said this enough already. I'm wrong. I had a pussy ass BB gun. In my fairness, the one I had, I was just to practice spinning the gun. I really loved gunplay tricks that you see in Wild West movies. And somebody who used to do that stuff professionally told me how to fucking practice and get good at it. And so that's what I was doing. That's all I was doing. Those were the days. It's LA. There's probably a homeless man everywhere drinking. Yeah, but you don't see it, Red Scooper. I mean, they don't do it and then ride all together through town. And he might be jerking off, but the only thing that's out is his dick. He has the decency to cover the rest of himself. And what did you want him to do? That discarded box of elbow macaroni has been looking him in the eye, and he just can't help himself anymore. Look at the curves on those noodles. He couldn't help it. You'd be hard too. All right, so there we go. BB rifles, more powerful than I thought. This and other things learned. I never knew my grandparents, but if I had known my grandpa, I'd like to hope he's like this guy. We got a body cam footage video for you. I like I said, never knew my grandpa, but I'd hope if I did, he was kind of like this guy. I would say this guy, off the hop, not knowing a whole lot other than the circumstances of the video, kind of cool in my opinion. You're 85 and you're up to this kind of hijinks. I'll just say this: definitely fighting the stereotype. So, no, it's a 22 pump action rifle. There's many types of pump action rifles. So you pump it up, pump it up, and it shoots the bullet without the cartridge part. So it fires the slug without the rest of the mess. And those things are effective? You can shoot shit with those things? Because I got to wonder, why are we spending all this time making the bullets? They work way better for lefties, especially the certain kinds, because they have a easier safety to trigger. MSO is simply saying a 22 pellet. Okay. Again, I apparently knew nowhere near as much as I thought about. I was actually speaking on I've had a couple pellet guns. I had the pistol. I never grew up with firearms, but I had my pellet pistol. My brother had his BB rifle. I remember those. I remember my brother's rifle had a little bit of distance, but we never shot squirrels or anything, but I imagine we could have if we wanted to. So, just weird. Weird. All right, let's flip this over. Boom.
Racing because you're 110 and he's 125.
No, that guy, he swerved at me.
I was behind you guys since we came out of Leesburg.
Swerved at me, and he shouldn't have done that.
Okay.
And I am out just having a little ride in my favorite car, and I'm not about to do anything with anybody.
He was arrested for going 110. He was doing 110. This 85-year-old guy was driving 110. I love that he's just pulling the, I'm just an old guy. I'm out for a ride in my favorite car. Looks like you could put the top down. Is that a convertible?
But when somebody swerves at me,
That's a convertible. When somebody swerves at you, so you gotta race them out. I don't know about you, buddy. If somebody swerves at me, I'll slow down and let them go. And if they slow down, that's when I gas it. Like it's on if I can't get away by slowing down. But that's my first go-to, because if they're gonna actually hit you, I'd rather be moving slower than faster.
You were in sweat, but listen, I have it on my dash cam.
okay,
Okay, I have everything on camera.
all right.
I turned my radar around. You were going 110 in a 45.
You know, because he swerved at him. 110 in a 45. Way to go, Leadfoot Grandpa. I'm trying to figure out what this car is. It's apparently a performance version and a convertible.
He was going 125 in a 45. I couldn't get both of y'all, but my partner then caught him right there.
So neither of you are getting away with this. And you're going to throw him under the bus saying he swerved? Like, again, I don't know how you hit 110 from a 45 just because he swerved at you.
Okay.
Is there any reason that you were going that fast?
Well, that only because he swerved at me, and I wanted to get away
He's
from
125
him
and the passenger I
before
have here is
we
110.
caused a problem.
So, what you guys were racing for? What
No,
reason?
we weren't. No, I wasn't.
Listen,
racing.
listen,
I don't want
listen.
to race anybody.
Okay, listen, Mr. William.
No. Yes, sir.
I wasn't born last night.
I am.
You weren't racing. No, I don't want to race anybody. It's a 45. You were trying to get away from him. He was winning. I mean, just slow down. Again, this is why you start with slowing down. That's your first move. That's your play out the gate. This guy's my hero. I don't want to race anybody, but you did. Did you know that Lewis and Clark had a BB gun that they brought with them and showed the Indians on their trip out west? I did not know that. I'm going to assume it's true. He's 85 at that age. Who gives a shit? Ticket me, bitch. Right? That's why I'm on his side. This dude's lived this long. He's got this nice car. He's been through. So who cares if he Paul Walkers himself? What's the worst that happens? The grandkids get their inheritance before Christmas? Oh, well.
I was born that night, but not last night.
I wasn't either.
I know what street racing
I'm
look like when
85
I
years
see it.
old.
Okay?
Yeah.
You guys were street racing.
No, I'm not a street racer.
When you guys were racing, you were at
No, I
110.
wasn't.
Listen.
I didn't.
You're at 110 miles an hour.
I love that Grandpa won't let him label him as a street racer. Listen, you whippersnapper, I'm not falling for this bullshit. You know, when I was in my prime, I would fucking waste sons of bitches like you.
He was at 125 miles an hour.
But I didn't intend
You didn't intend to?
to. Absolutely not.
Okay.
No,
All right.
no.
You got your registration to the vehicle?
Yeah. It's back here. Wait a minute. No,
Uh-oh, now Grandpa can't find stuff. The Alzheimer's is kicking in. Tell you what, Granddad, next time you want to race, make sure you keep them papers handy.
I keep it.
Oh, is this a Z? I don't know. It's hard to tell. It looks kind of like a Nissan. I can't tell. I'm honestly, I'm more curious in what model car he's driving than anything else. I want to know what his favorite little car was that he got up to 110.
I've had this little car since it was brand new.
I got an idea too, though. I know you got your hobby and your habits and all that. Could we take the stogie out? I had this car since it was brand new. Can we take the fucking stogie out? We got some serious shit going on. This dude witnessed both world wars. He deserves to speed all he wants, says St. Caesar. I don't know about all he wants. Like, things like a school zone might not be nice. And he was in a 45, which means he's probably fairly close to a residential area. 110 seems a bit much. The only thing I don't like about this guy is he won't own up to the fact that he's racing. Cop obviously thinks you're racing. He says he has dash cam footage of it. And let's face it, you were racing. I don't know a single old person that if you swerve at them, speeds up. And if you speed up, they speed up more. And you just keep going and going. No. Anybody, and I mean anybody, is going to flip the switch on one way of that game. Like I said, I start with slowing down. And if slowing down doesn't work, I'll speed up. But there's no way that this guy was just getting goaded into this. Paul Walker would be proud of his dad if he could see this.
3085 kind of deal for my 1012.
Don't intend to cause. And now we've got stuff
I don't
muted.
intend to cause anybody any problem, and I don't want any problem.
Okay. Are you aware? Listen. Are you aware of the super speeder law?
Excuse me, sir?
Are you aware of the super speeder law?
Super speeder law. It's when you speed so fast it's considered a superpower. Oh my God. Grandpa's been through one. Oh dear Lord, there's a weathered face.
Am I aware of what?
Step out for me. Take your seatbelt off. Take your seatbelt off.
Yep.
Go ahead. All right. Do me a favor. Step out. Drop the cigar. Sit on the back of your car.
I'll put it down.
All right. Turn around. Put your hands behind your back.
Oh, dude, you're flat out arrested. You don't even. Oh, nice.
1015 also.
So who's gonna pick up his favorite car? Who's gonna pick up his favorite car? That's not tobacco in that cigar, says MSO. Oh no. I bet he's a blue pill dealer at the Florida old folks home pulling heavy tail. Is this the sequel? The Fast and the Furious? Wow, Vin Diesel got old fast. Yeah, dude, they are running out of ground. I love how we're supposed to know all of these stupid-ass laws they pass. Right, are you aware of the super speeder law? Nope, doesn't matter. I'm still arresting you for it. They're going to bust him out. Don't worry. He'll be fine. Vin Diesel's all about family, so they'll go get Grandpa. Oh, man. 85-year-old Florida man arrested after street racing a red Corvette at over 110 miles per hour. I was just having a little ride in my favorite car. Yeah. Just a little ride in my favorite car at triple digits. According to the body camera and the video, an arrest affidavit obtained by the local outlet, a deputy found two cars that appeared to be street racing around 11:40 p.m. on June 12th. One was a red Corvette traveling around 125 miles per hour, and the other was a gray Nissan sports car. All right, so it was a Z traveling at 110 miles per hour. The officer turned on his lights, pulled over the gray sports car, which was driven by the 85-year-old. Yeah. So there you go, buddy. Yeah, Grandpa know the super speeder law. Does he know any of the laws that got written in the last 5 years? I'm going to say Grandpa's 85, and he probably doesn't pay that much attention to it. He's probably been just chilling out. He's 85 in Florida. He's just enjoying the weather and having a good old time. He's probably been in World War I, World War II, and in Nam. At 85? Maybe. It's going back a click. Either way, he's been through it. He's got his favorite little thing. Don't shit on Grandpa's deal. Okay, and then so one Florida story to another. We've got, what is it, about an hour left in the show? We've got an hour left in the show. Our last week of sponsorship with Los Federales Bathhouse and Creamery was supposed to be this week. We're moving that till next week because we're postponing the Fund Me show till next Friday. So that's in the Buffalo Wild Wings Challenge is in effect this week and next week. Whenever that happens, if it happens, we'll do it on that Friday. But I don't think that's going to happen with this Friday's show, especially because it's the 4th of July. The reason we moved it, again, I didn't think of this before. It's the 4th of July. a lot of people for one reason or another. I can't think of one specifically, but they might not be available at that point in time. The tow truck. Who's calling the tow truck, says Mr. Q. Who's calling the tow truck? They didn't even let Grandpa call a tow truck to get his car. Like, the police just have one on staff to just pick up the car. And I bet they're going to charge you out the ass. You got to pay for it. All because he wanted to have a little fun before he died. Just tell him you were diagnosed with stage 4 cancer and you wanted one last hurrah. Watch the cop stare that down and go, yeah, I don't fucking care. Here's your ticket. Here's your ticket. Anyways, so like I said, from one Florida story to another, this one's more of a rip and read, so we'll do this. A Florida man is suing Waffle House because he claims that the irresistible breakfast advertisement caused him to trip over the curb. So wait a minute, because you weren't looking where you were going, it's Waffle House's fault? I have questions. Oh, God, this is another old person. 84-year-old Edward Bowles was minding his own business, meandering through a Waffle House parking lot, when suddenly there appeared before him the most wondrous apparition, the advertisement for a strawberry shortcake waffle. Okay, so they're advertising the waffle. And because of that, you tripped and fell on a curb and you're blaming them? According to the court filing, it accuses the Waffle House in Bartow, Florida, of increasing the risk of harm beyond ordinary conditions by prioritizing marketing and visual appeal over pedestrian safety, claiming that the window ads were intended to attract and hold the attention of patrons approaching on foot while maintaining they were entirely unnecessary. So because this guy can't walk and see a strawberry waffle ad at the same time, it's the business's fault? MSO, dude was tripping. Scruffy D saying, fuck off. Yeah, dude, screw you. It's not the business's fault. You lost all ability to recognize the world around you the minute you saw a strawberry waffle ad. And I'll tell you this, I understand, dude. Waffles are good. Ooh, I've got eggs. I should look into, if I have some butter. I know I have flour. Oh, but I don't have any milk. Can't make waffles. I got to go out and get some milk to make waffles. I don't know. Is it really waffle weather? I don't know. Hard to say. He couldn't have been in World War II. He's too young, and he was probably in Korea and Vietnam, I'm sure. Well, maybe those two, but either way. He was out in his favorite little car. He just wanted to have a little race. He just wanted to drive around and have a little fun. Just, cut loose for a bit. The guy's 85. How many more times does he get that opportunity? World War II was over by the time he's 7 years old. Yeah, I'm too fucking tired and out of it to do math. It's been a rough one. Digger, it's always time for waffles, Johnny. Well, I guess I know what you're going to have me making all the time. So Digger wants waffles in bed. Good to know. Gonna make her lots of waffles. Just roll in with a plate of waffles and some of your maple syrup. Here's your breakfast. I like making waffles and cheesecakes, and I can enjoy watching other people eat them more than me. But I will eat them. Not a prude. Digger has a pump action shovel. I don't know what that would be good for. For eating waffles? Mr. Q, yuppers, they're cops or revenue pirates. That's what to protect and serve really means. Yeah, I think COVID proved that to us more than anything. They represent the bottom line and not necessarily the neighborhood. When it comes down to it, Canadian wants waffles and syrup. To be honest, I might trip if I saw a stack of strawberry waffles. Well, it was an advertisement, Digger, but if you tripped because of the stack of strawberry waffles ad you saw, would you blame the business? Would you say it's their fault that their waffle ad was too distracting? This is literally from the court filing. In other words, these advertisements were for customers already at the restaurant who were already predisposed to dining at the restaurant, but were still ambulating across the parking lot and onto the sidewalk, the complaint argues. So let me get this straight, lawyer guy. Wondernut McFuckwit that you're representing was going into a Waffle House. He saw an ad for the strawberry waffles, and he couldn't walk and chew bubble gum at the same time, quintessentially. That's your argument. And it's the business's fault because what? They wanted you to know what their new They don't put everything in the menu at places like, well, Waffle House. If they have something like a limited edition, limited time strawberry waffle thing, they're throwing that up all over the place so the regulars know there's something new, the random people know there's something new, and they move some strawberry waffles. That's how a restaurant works. This whole like, oh, they were already going into the building. They didn't need to know about the strawberry waffles. Yeah, they do. Because maybe they didn't know the building sold strawberry waffles. They were on their way for a waffle, didn't know they could get one in strawberry, found out, and they were like, oh, me running, I like that. Now, keep in mind, it should also be the server's job to be like, did you hear about our new strawberry waffles that we have? So, I don't feel bad for this guy. Oh, LOL's nope, wouldn't sue. I'd butt him. I'd buy him. I don't know. I like peaches in my waffles. I'm going to be honest. I like chocolate chips in my waffles. But overall, I love making waffles and then covering them in Nutella. I like putting Nutella on my waffles and just having me a nice little Nutella waffle. Shut up, you're weird. I was thinking the old mutual BB gun makes pump action 22 acceptance. I had a BB gun that my dad forever used to shoot BBs with me at rabbits. Oh, that's nice, Red Scooper. He just wanted to unleash Sonic mode and was collecting the rings. Leave him alone. I would thank the chef for making me fall for the waffles. Well, it's the advertisement that made him fall. That's the problem. I like peaches in my waffles with whipped cream, says Mr. Q. Right. I like Nutella. Nutella's my thing. Maybe a little bit of sugar. Blueberry waffles are good. I just got home from shopping. It's friggin' hot out. I had someone do some shopping for me because I was worried about the heat, and they didn't tell me it was too bad. But I'm looking at it right here, and it really looks like it's only 85. It doesn't seem like it's that bad. Doesn't seem too bad at all. So, I don't know what anyone would be complaining about. Fresh fruit and whipped cream with maple syrup on top. Yum, says Digger. You know, everybody's got different ways. The point is, I love making waffles. You know what I mean? The feel like is 96, says Ashley. Oh, really? Okay. Let's do that. That's a vast difference. So it says 85. Feels like 86. High of 86, low of 64. So, yeah, you're obviously in a different area than me, but this one, for here, it says it feels like 86. I was going to say, that's got to be weird where it's like it says it's this temperature, but the feel like is that much higher. That's crazy. So, yeah, I would sue them for the waffles. I don't think the waffles made them, you're going to sue them to get free waffles? I guess if I was like, say, the manager, that's what I do. Like, hey, man, we'll throw you a free waffle for your trouble. But just the one. Don't get greedy, you lazy son of a bitch. You get just the one waffle. And that's it. No more. Just the one waffle. But yeah, so he's suing them over that. The combination of the curb height and the lack of warning paint and the distraction created by the window it's a window advertisement, all amounts to unreasonably dangerous conditions at the Waffle House in question, the complaint contends. Yeah, I have trouble believing that. The curb did rough up Edward pretty good. He's facing some serious medical bills At Bold's age, he's a shoulder replacement, which could purportedly bring his total medical costs to about $25,000 at the moment to roughly $100,000. Oh, wow. Is not a viable option, according to the letter, which describes Bolds as now living a sedentary lifestyle at home in his recliner, unable to assist his wife with grocery shopping, doing lawn care that he used to do, and ordinary everyday tasks around the house. So Grandpa was way too old and he slipped and tripped on his way to the Waffle House. In a March 15th answer to the allegations, Waffle House denied culpability, asserting that the premises are maintained in a reasonably safe condition and that Bolds failed and neglected to use reasonable care to protect himself. The raised curb was open and obvious to all, the filing states. How many people are stumbling on this curb? Because I feel like if it's making this old man take a hit and it's like completely unsafe, we have to have enough like dumb people to do that. How is it their fault that he's a moron? Exactly. I feel bad for the guy. Your family has a harder time because you can't do as much. Like, I feel for you. I do. But again, like Scruffy said, how is it their fault that he's an idiot? I slipped, tripped, and hurt my elbow at the Waffle House. It's not their fault, all right? It's not their fault. If they would, and I wouldn't have happened if it hadn't been for those damn strawberry waffles. None of this would be here. He goes in, he's robbing them like for money. He's got one arm in his sling. He pulls a gun out of the other hand. Bang. All right, give me all the money that's in the cash register. Sir, this is a Waffle Hut. Most people pay by card. Give me the money. What's wrong, sir? My whole life was ruined by your damn sweet strawberry waffles. Everything went tits up the day you put that ad in your window, and you knew what you were doing with those delicious pink Belgian pieces of shit. Isn't Waffle House one of those restaurants where you go drunk? How have the drunk people not sued? Right, yeah. How many people that stumble into a Waffle House, they made it. Grandpa didn't? That's a very good point, Red Scooper. Let's think about the average clientele of your usual Waffle House week. I have to say, if he was right, we'd have a slew of people jumping on this case going, they too have problems. Give me your Bitcoin. I know you have it. I don't think he's asking for Bitcoin. I don't think anyone ever puts up their gun and asks you to give them their Bitcoin. Waffles covered in whipped butter and maple syrup, so special emergency. That's not bad either. If I'm doing butter on my waffle, I like to melt it. I like to use melted butter, and I like to baste the top of the waffle with the melted butter. Take like a baster and just dip it and just get it all on all of that, and then go ahead and load that motherfucker up on maple syrup. If I'm putting butter on there, I could also go with peanut butter and maple syrup. That's not a bad way to go either. Honestly, there's so many ways you can go with a waffle. You can't go bad. You can't go bad. I've done Belgian waffles where I cut the quarters up and then I make them into peanut butter and jelly sandwiches using the waffle as the bread. I've done that before too. Not ashamed to admit it. Peanut butter and syrup is goated, says Scruffy. Ivy's mom was the one who introduced me to peanut butter and syrup, but goddamn if that ain't a great combo. That's the one where I got that. And like I said, the peanut butter and syrup is what led to me, again, evolving to the because I love making my own waffles and then just toasting them myself, like in the toaster, to reheat them, like make a batch of them. And thank you, Voice Craig, and freeze them and then do that. But like I said, I have a Belgian waffle maker. You take the quarters and you make it like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So half a waffle is one sandwich. 2 sandwiches is a whole waffle. Peanut butter and jelly. It's fucking great. It's delicious. Especially if you get that cherry preserve jelly. I haven't had that in a while. That's a little pricey. I'm sticking with the base bitch grape shit right now, but there you go. Anyways, dude, why do we always do this? I got 45 minutes left in the program and we're talking about food. How am I going to... Every time? How does this happen every time? Goddamn Waffle House. We're all fat kids. I'm not fat, but I have a fat kid inside me. That came out wrong. I have the spirit of a, I don't know. I love popcorn. I'm a black hole for popcorn. So I've been on a big popcorn kick. And I was kind of thinking about making popcorn after the show today because I got some more popping oil. So I was like, oh, there we're doing this. But I don't know. Anyways, the Waffle House story is now making me crave waffles. I got eggs because I was planning to do hard-boiled eggs and bacon this weekend. I'm thinking me and the kiddo might be hanging out Saturday morning. Like, kind of like, hey, let's hang out. Let's do some stuff. So I was thinking we might make us some brekkie, some eggs and bakey. Be a fun time. Anyhow, let's close that out. We've got one story left for our second hour. And then we're done with our second hour stuff. So the last 45 minutes after we get done with this, just all chill crap. It's our 250th anniversary of our country this year. And I'm not particularly patriotic, but that's kind of crazy when you think about it. Like, I mean, obviously we're still, compared to England and others, we're still like the young kid on the block. But just the thought that for 250 years this whole thing's been going, and we're only getting to fucking it up now. We're only torpedoing it, and it's only going downhill now, which makes me have hope that maybe it won't be in the dumpster by the time my daughter's an adult. Like, that's my big hope, is just the world isn't complete shit by the time she's there. But at any rate, let's go over to this story. I have been hearing about Iran and other stuff left, right, and sideways. So when I found out about this story being a real thing, I was like, how are more people not talking about this? How is this not a bigger deal? How are we not hearing about this? There's apparently, and this is happening in several places, but in Corpus Christi, it's actually getting pretty dire. They're running out of water. Again, the drought situations that we've had, combined with, in the case of California, mismanagement of water reservoirs, has led to several states on the West Coast having water retention issues and being out of water. In the case of Corpus Christi, it's more about drought than anything else. The city is literally running out of water. It helps if you unmute it.
1,000 residents of Corpus Christi are staring down a modern American city to run out of water. Situated along the Texas coast, the 317,000 residents of Corpus Christi are staring down a crisis.
As a resident, I fear that our water loss will lead to a catastrophe.
A 5-year-long drought has depleted the city's main water reserves to historic lows, so low that officials have warned emergency restrictions may be needed to prevent demand from outpacing supply. But some local officials and residents say the impending crisis may have been preventable.
I believe in my heart that this is not the residents' fault that we're in this drought. I mean, I know Mother Nature did her part, but the refineries is the one who's taking all of our water.
Corpus Christi's port is the largest energy export site in the U.S. and a major hub for steel production, industries that rely on tons of water for cooling, refining, and manufacturing. In Corpus Christi,
so in other words,
companies use around 55% of the city's water.
Okay. Yeah, we got to start stopping these companies from just being able... You got to be paying up. You're using half of the city's water supply. 12 companies are using half of the city's water supply. So there's a drought there, and it's not, or more than half, actually. So, like, the city's residents are responsible for 45%, and that's just 12 companies that we're talking about for the 55. So there could be other companies that are also draining the city's water supply, too, to a possibly not even manageable extent. But it's just, dear Lord, oh, my God. I was like, why aren't we talking about this? Now I know why. Because the solution is stopping these companies from just stealing our resources and using them as they see fit. Matthew Q, you're a sec away from being a lard ass. Who are you talking about? I'm not a lard ass. I'm not fat. A little tubby in the midsection. I certainly could do with getting more exercise, but I don't eat a lot. I just always end up talking about food on the program. Then I get hungry. You take that back, Mr. Q, you dick. Anyways, let's go back to Corpus Christi. Yes, now I know why this isn't a bigger story. Because if it were, we might be like, maybe we should talk about these 12 companies and how much profit they're making. And maybe they should be paying for things like desalination equipment so that way we can offset their water usage.
According to city officials. Meanwhile, residents have had their water use restricted, and the city has promoted conservation
So
efforts,
why hasn't the
including
companies? Why haven't the companies had their water usage restricted?
selling rain barrels to residents to collect their own water?
I went out and got them after we had the first storm because I saw all the water was coming off. So I have turf front and back. It's just a tiny bit, but then of course, if everybody's doing it, it's not a tiny bit anymore.
So that's 4 55-gallon, and then 2 of the city barrels that are 50 gallons each. So I've got about 300 gallons.
I conserve water by allotting myself just a few moments for a shower and just doing what everyone else is doing, not watering your lawn and that sort of stuff.
By fall of 2027, each household is expected to need to cut down even further to just 6,000 gallons per household per.
How much are the companies cutting down? I know you're not going to answer this, and we're not going to talk about it. How much are the companies cutting down? St. Caesar, your boss is a fat ass. If only you heard what he told us he ate last night, Johnny, you would be ashamed of him. No, I wouldn't. And your obsession with him, like, you've got to bring him up multiple times of every show, every time. Like, I get it. You're in love with Aaron Imholt, St. Caesar. It's enough now.
Per month.
They're trying to cut back as much as they can already, and for them to cut back even more, it's going to be hard.
One solution under consideration is a nearly $1 billion desalination plant that would turn seawater into
Great, $1 billion desalination plant. And I bet none of the 12 companies involved get any of that water or have any hand in collecting any of that profit. Again, why are the people expected to cut down so much, but we're not going to talk about the companies themselves? A lot better around here. All the lakes, rivers, and water tables have gone down around here for the last 4 to 5 years. Oh. Tax money, says Scruffy. Yeah, they're going to use it for all that. That's what it is.
It's a plan backed by the state's Governor Greg Abbott and local industry leaders. But environmental concerns and rising costs have slowed the planning process.
We are saying no more. The people of Corpus Christi are saying no more.
Corpus Christi is not running out of water. The refineries are running out of water. We, as a community, are going to be okay.
You know, we have to look for alternative water sources to water our plants. Why don't they have to look for alternative water sources to run their operations?
Exactly.
Look how far it's come up.
For now, recent rain and the start of the hurricane season has bought Corpus Christi some time. But
yeah, you guys got like 9 months because of some serious rainfall. But again, like the companies should have to fucking, if we're going to cut the citizens, the companies have to be cut too. Why is it corporations count as people when it comes to political contributions, but it doesn't come to things like municipal resources distribution?
Face the same question. Who gets the water when there isn't enough to go around? And as droughts become more severe and as housing and data center expansion drive demand for water, Corpus Christi may offer a glimpse of challenges other Americans could soon face.
Yeah, dude, no offense. I don't give 2 shits about data center expansion. I don't want data centers or data center expansion. So F those people. Again, like, I don't need a data center to live. I need water to live. The data center can figure out that fucking problem. Go the Chinese route. Put them in space. Put them in space. Or, I don't know, here's a really cool idea. Don't have them. Does that sound great? How about we've got what we've got. The AI can work off of what we got. We're not adding more. I don't know a single area where people are excited. Does anyone know of a single area where people are excited for these data centers, where people are like, oh, I can't wait till they put in the new data center? It's not like it's going to offer any jobs. It's just going to be a big building full of servers. Data centers are the reason RAM and SSD prices are the way they are now. The reason computer prices are the way they are now. Spoiler alert. I made homemade potato salad with hard-boiled eggs in it as well, says Lagos. Now we're just doing stuff to make me hungry for food. Now they're just doing the stuff to make me hungry for food. It's working because, God damn it, I'm fucking famished. And I don't know why I had a sandwich right before the show. I just made a quick little sandwich. Put a little food, a little fuel in the gut. I mean, we just did the show before. I did the nap. I did the show prep. I felt like, a little sandwich quick right before we go on air, just to help keep us calm. Because otherwise, then I'd be here on an empty stomach, and they'd make me do a controlled burn run, and I'd be fucking lost. So we thought, hey, do that. Now I'm famished again. No idea why. Doesn't make sense. Completely illogical. I don't like it. I want a refund. The data center, no one wants a fucking data center, right? Nobody wants them. They are being built to watch us. And the worst part is they're being built in defiance of us, like in the case of the U.S., at least. Like in the case of the U.S., city after city, the people don't want it, but the city council members apparently are all for it, and they just vote for it, and they go, yay, yeah, we're cool with it. It's just a pain in the ass. You know what the solution is? We got a vigilante Batman on the case. We got to send our vigilante Batman to go look into all these people, figure out who's up to what. We all want the Save America Act, and they won't pass that either. Right, they won't pass that either, or the parts in it. Our government doesn't represent us. It hasn't for a while, but the problem is there's no way we can take back the system peacefully. My literal last hope at taking back the system peacefully was what I hoped for, the chaotic discoordination of Donald Trump doing all the stuff he said, where it would just throw things out of whack and maybe we could take stuff back. Nope, that's not happening. It was all smoke and mirrors. It was all fucking stunt. And so, yeah, there's no peaceful returning America to the way it was. And I don't think we have the people to go the non-peaceful route, nor do I advocate that. I don't want to live in that world. So I'm literally part of the problem. But, yeah, that's where I think it's at. The tree needs watering. Right, but we don't have enough gardeners because we got rid of all of them. Now they're all Mexican and they don't speak English. So they don't know to water the trees. They just keep picking the fruit. They just keep picking the fruit. And by fruit, I mean the gays. All right, so let's go ahead and grab our third hour stories. We've got about a half hour left. Thank you for hanging out and having fun with us today. We will be back tomorrow with Digger as well. Our show goal is somewhere under the $20 that we got for Thursday. So we're down hopefully to like 15 or something. We'll find out tomorrow more. We've got a bunch of stories for the last half hour of the show. A couple of these I really wanted to do with Digger, so I don't know if we'll get around to that or not.
The world has changed dramatically in the last 70 years with the introduction of missile technology.
What the fuck?
Love for me. They give me so much support. That's what you live for. Knowing that
I loaded all three of these, and they suddenly started doing audio. Like, I never clicked. Fucking weird. All right. Holy Lord. Are you still live? Oh, I'm still live Friday. We're just not expecting a huge audience on Friday. It's going to be more of a party on Friday. I don't know if Digger will join us. I might try and do something for Friday. I'll try and think of something fun to do for Friday. And there's the possibility, though I personally don't think it's going to happen. Yeah, perfect time, buddy. There's the possibility that somebody does the $50 and says do the Blazing Wings Challenge Friday. And so the way that'll go is we do $50 and they put it in Venmo or PayPal, and we have, a way to return it to them in case we don't do it. So that's the plan. And if somebody does that and says do the Blazing Challenge, we're going to order a batch of Blazing Wings Friday before the show. Like, I'll put the order in probably, 11:30. And so by the time the show starts, they should be here. And we'll do the Blazing Wings Challenge, and I will eat blazing hot wings on air. That's a possibility. Not that we're doing it, but that could happen this Friday. It could also happen next Friday. The challenge thing, I might leave that up as a Friday show, as a Friday challenge like thing, just for a Friday show. Just 'cause why not? Somebody wants to do it. Fuck it. I'll eat some wings and fucking shit my brains out all set. But we're doing it on Friday so that way the aftermath can be handled on a day I'm not on air. Because that is not going to go well for me. It's going to suck on the way in, suck on the way out, and I'm going to hate myself. I'll be locked to a toilet for 2 hours. So I am not doing that anywhere. Blazing hot nuggets. Yes, blazing hot nuggets because there's no bones in them. Whatever. If only Brian was free. Why does that matter? Hey, you've got 2 accounts now, so maybe I can finally ban you. I've been feeling that itch. And you can just use your other one to watch. I'll just be a dick. Anyhow, our next story, French typo on an Ottawa poster for public squares. Apparently, the poster is promoting a City of Ottawa initiative. And it's for public squares. I don't know what it means by public squares. Purple posters explaining the city's Uncommon Spaces initiative, which will close off 3 sections of Centertown area to create public squares for gatherings and events from June until October, were erected in both English and French because, again, in Ottawa, they got to do both languages. The problem was I'll put this up, and you might not realize what this says because it's in French. It's supposed to be public squares, but they technically, if you translate this, it translates to pubic squares. They kind of forgot the L. So we're big in Ottawa about pubic squares. Look, now you got to be careful when you're hanging out at the pubic squares. Some things can get pretty hairy. I go to my pubic squares just to get crabs because I love seafood. That's what I get at my pubic squares. Oh my God, pubic squares. It's honestly, it's the most fun I've had in a while. Okay. That's usual. That's just par for the course. All right, so does Digger know French? Yes, Digger knows French. She's Canadian. She can read French. She has a I don't know what you would call a functional understanding of French. She knows more French than I do. I don't even know German, and I studied it for like 2 years in school. I took German 1 and 2. Don't remember shit. There are nudists at the pubic squares. Well, I mean, that's the only way you can get to the pubic parts is if there are nudists. So, yeah, I would hope that there are nudists at the Where is the naked bike ride starting off? Oh, at the pubic squares. The pubic squares. And this is the best part. They made these signs, and they put them up all over town. Nobody realized the typo part until after they put them up all over Ottawa. Social media users quickly noticed the French version of the signs, which were meant to read placettes publiques, or public squares, instead read placettes pubiques, which translates into pubic squares. The signs were noted in multiple locations on Saturday, but Sabrina Lemay, the executive director of the Centertown Business Improvement Area, said they have since been taken down. How much do I got to pay to get one of them signs? Send me one of your pubic square signs. I want to put that up on the wall. This was an unintentional translation error that made its way into production. As soon as we became aware of it, we took steps to have it corrected, she told the news. Yeah, dude, no shit. You took steps to have it corrected. Nobody wants to brag about their pubic squares. They're French. What do you expect? Here's the thing. I think somebody made the sign. Somebody took public squares, translated it into French, had a typo, never got caught. Nobody thought about it. Just goes to show the theory I've had for a while that even in Ottawa, even in the French-Canadian parts of Canada, some of y'all just really don't pay attention to the French. It's almost like English is your main language and you should just stick with it. It was a late April Fool's joke. Yeah, I was only missing by a couple of months. Is that near the Learning Center, says Why Not 07? No, I don't think it's near the Learning Center or Leering Center. Hi, you said learning. It's supposed to be... No, wait. No, you didn't. You did say Leering. My bad. My brain tricked me and filled it in for you. That's how bad it was. No, it wasn't near the Leering Center. The Leering Center, believe it or not, is not okay with pubic squares. They don't like it when you show ankle, let alone when you show pubic. So they are definitely not okay with the pubic squares. Atomic Ray saying, LMAO, the French are a bunch of pubic squares. The French are a bunch of pubic cubics. I don't know why I saw pubic squares on there. Been talking about it too much. I can't think of them. I could pop in and drop a sponsorship and leave, I guess. What do you mean on Friday? Nah. We'll save it for next week, and then everybody can have a fun time. I imagine you're not the only person that'll miss out on Friday, so we'll space it. What's the worst that could happen? Same thing as squares. Pubic cubics? I guess. It's a synonym. But that seems more like, again, like a three-dimensional. The City of Ottawa officials said that they were not involved in the creation of the posters. Right, good thing. You don't want to take credit for that. City Councilor Stephanie Plant, who serves as liaison counselor to the City of Ottawa's French Language Services Advisory Committee, told Radio Canada the mistake is unacceptable. It's unacceptable, right? You're firing people because they don't apologize in French. You better make sure that at least somebody gets severely reprimanded for a misspelling error. The thing that is unforgivable is the fact that nobody noticed the typo from start to finish. Nobody noticed the typo from designing the mock-ups to getting the posters to putting up the posters. And if anybody did notice the typo, they decided this whole shit show was too far down the rail for them to dare to intervene. And this is what we get. Pubic squares. That sign maker definitely failed in art school. That looks 110% like a Photoshop job that they sent off to Kinko's. AI viewers, streamboo.com. I don't want AI viewers. They're completely worthless and have nothing to add to the show. We don't celebrate anything on the 4th of July. Yeah, you don't. But we weren't talking about you, St. Caesar. Once again, I must remind you, the show isn't entirely about you. The show is about doing a show. You get to contribute to it. Alrighty, world's oldest parakeet at 32. Do we have a video for this? I was on for this if we had a video, but it doesn't look like we do. Guinness World Records confirmed that Amanda Beth's bird is the oldest living parakeet. Yeah, I wanted a video story about it. I don't care about a... You know what? I'm willing to ditch it. Fuck the parakeet story. I have another Canadian story. Again, my third hour, and this was for Monday, my third hour was stacked with a lot of stuff for Digger, and she not here. A lot of, like, making fun of, but I've also realized a lot of making fun of Canada is making fun of, like, Ottawa, Ontario, and I think, aren't those all part of the same spot? Or not? I don't know. Aren't they all, like, East Coast? Maybe they are. This is what I need lab glass, or no, this is what I need Los Federales for. Los Federales could explain that to me. Isn't he from Toronto? All right. Anyhow, this is off of June 26th. A traffic on a busy Ontario highway was interrupted when a cow wandered into the busy road near Aurora. You know you live in a rural place when this is officially a road hazard. When Bessie out for a milk run is a road hazard, you know you've officially entered, like, peak rural country. This is sad. So they had to close down the whole highway because the cow was running on it? Wouldn't the traffic cars on the highway scare the cow? They're by Detroit and east of Detroit. All right, so there you go. Blink, Johnny. There, I blinked. If you don't watch out, the pubics will tickle your nose. Oh, then is that what I have? Like, I always thought it was cat fur that makes its way onto my mic that tickles my nose. Is cat fur, or then the other thing I've realized is like I have whiskers in my hair. There's my talking, I move them, and yeah. That's why I pluck my nose hairs constantly. Johnny, if there was a Pride Month crossing, it would have scared the cows. Oh, because the rainbow sidewalk and the horses. Cool. Right. Uh-oh. Scruffy D banned the bot. Thank you very much. Yeah, I don't think now St. Caesar's been timed out. She's a grand old flag. She's a high flying flag. So there's St. Caesar. I will pour a glass of tea out for you. USA, baby. Yeah, I guess, dude, throw a cup of tea into the Thames. That's how you can celebrate the 4th of July. Because that's mostly what it means. You guys, just throw a cup of tea out into the Thames. You're done. Happens where I live all the time, Johnny. Right, but don't you just... Wouldn't vehicles driving down the road, Mr. Q, scare the cow? Doesn't the cow learn to get off the fucking pavement if you keep heading down the road? Labglass really wanted that one. Blink, Johnny. Fine. Fine, I'll do it. Jesus. Only got 15 minutes left in the show. What does it matter? But there you go. Fuck it. We're talking about cows. We didn't really do anything crazy gangbusters funding-wise. We're having a fun time. It's all coming to an end. Why not? Why not just do that? Go ahead and have fun. Knock yourselves out. I want this video to be longer than a minute. God damn it. I forgot so many of the stories I had yesterday for the 3rd hour that I was excited to talk about. Now they're all popping in. And I'm like, ooh, I don't want to get all of these done, but I also don't want to not get all of these done. You know what I mean? It's weird. All right. Quick business reminder thing. We're doing the funding show next Friday. We're moving it because of the holiday. We decided to do that. The Buffalo Wild Wings Challenge is available this week, next week, whatever. If someone throws in 50 and wants to make it happen, you go ahead and do that. And then our studio sponsor for one more week, Los Federales Bathhouse and Creamery, where you can get something steamy and something creamery in Los Federales. I screwed it up. Something creamery. Fuck off. Anyways, get it. It's a bathhouse, and it's called a creamery. So this, speaking of creamy things, I didn't know this was a thing. There's apparently the World Custard Pie Championships, and apparently it's about taking a custard pie to the face. I didn't know this was
is Beth.
Oh.
Her antivirus.
Fuck Beth and your stupid ad that comes out of nowhere. This is Beth, and she's an old boomer, so she'll trust us with tech. Just blindly trust us with tech. Don't worry, we're just stealing all your data. And then the ad has the audio thing in a different spot than the video. I want to be able to have the audio off. Dude, I want to be part of this. Teams gathered in Madstone, Kent for the annual World Custard Pie Championships. It can't be that hot. This guy's out there in a derby and a shirt. He's dressed really nice. You guys gathered to throw pies at each other. I'd be all for this. I did it for America, says Labglass. Well, that's what matters. Not if they've been pastured by the highway their whole life. So if they've been pastured by the highway their whole life, they're not afraid of cars at all. They understand vehicles moving and that they'll get out of the way, and they're a hell of a lot bigger. Well, fuck. So we're at the behest of cows now. My, how the mighty have fallen. We've been bovine to our knees. It's a problem. It's a problem. This started because I Love Lucy, the old TV show. The custard pie to the face started because of that. I Love Lucy has like ownership of the custard pie bullshit. All right, let's find out.
Mike Fitzgerald, I'm president of the Coxey's Residence Village Hall, who started this World Championship, or I started it in 1967.
The thing I don't like about this, it's way too creamy. The whipped cream is melting. It needs to be firmer. Who whipped up this cream? Don't tell me you went with canned shit. That stuff is garbage. You got to whip it by hand. You got to add a pinch of powdered sugar or a speck of flour to help firm. Just again, it's the tiniest of amounts. If you sweeten with powdered sugar, you will have a firmer than just regular sugar. It'll be more of a powder. It'll, again, bring it together better. It'll hold its form way better. I am so disappointed in what you guys call whipped cream. It looks like jizz on a plate at this point. Is this a custard fight or a pride parade?
59 years ago. What constitutes a custard pie? It's really difficult. Some say the white of an egg. So we come up with flour and water, but to exact proportions.
Oh, fuck you. Flour and water? This is just practically dough. That's gross. I hate all of this. And also, Mr. Q, he didn't mention the I Love Lucy show at all. We have zero information saying that this had anything to do with I Love Lucy. I'd like to believe you. But I don't know that I Love Lucy invented the pie in the face bit. I'd need to research that first. Either way, I'm grossed out now. The custard championships, you're hitting each other with flour and water, so you're like half a loaf of bread. Just throw your own yeast in there and bake on high heat. That's gross. Like, dude, if we're going to do a championship, real custard pies. And I'm looking at the tent behind him, Steph's Hot Dogs. Do you guys sell custard pies over there at Steph's? So people are enjoying a hot dog at a custard pie competition. Nobody's enjoying a custard pie. Do you understand marketing at all, Britain? Like, even a little bit? This is horrible.
We manage this very carefully so it travels the distance, which is 5 foot 6 and 7, 8 inches. And
it looks like plates of water. This is pathetic. Make a real pie, a real crust. Fucking put something in it. Not this half-assed, like, we're doing it because then this technically counts. You lazy fuck.
Travels to the opponent.
You must be behind the red line. Too far.
Who decides the winner? Who decides the winner in this competition? What makes a winner of a custard pie chucker? Because I've never chucked a custard pie, but I have been told to be in possession of a purple-headed custard chucker. And that operates wholly differently. Pretty sure pie in the face bits were in comedy movies before the invention of movies with sound. Yeah, that's why I like Red Scooper. I don't buy the whole, like, I Love Lucy made this a thing. Like, no, they didn't. I think it was happening before then. Because I could have swore, like, Charlie Chaplin, like kind of things. Like, I could have swore that's where we kind of started seeing the pie in the face stuff. Because it's a visual gag. But the custard pie thing, what facilitates a win? You got to hit him in the face with your Dixie plate of water foam, of water flour. It's just gross. It's like, I don't know. You guys, like, your custard is so limp. You want that to fluff up a little bit. You want a firmness to it. Not quite a meringue. It's a custard. But damn, man. Damn. That's just sad. Oh, shit. It's almost 4:20. All right, so we won't start another thing. Wait, do these have, do we have videos in any of these that are videos? Talking about this guy. This is not a video. Ooh. Shark attack survivor wakes from 10-day coma and shares first words with family at her hospital bedside. So this is kind of similar. We'll let this ad finish.
I'm here because of my...
And then we'll play this video. So we did a video, and I think this video is the one we played before, of the two people that paddled out and a shark was following them. Nope, I don't think it's the same. Yeah, this is a different one. Is this the person who got... No, because it was a lady that got bit by the shark. We've been seeing this more and more. The sharks are coming up on the shores. They're, like, floating around, or maybe it's been happening this whole time and we've never known. But either way, this guy knows about the shark knows about him. I'm waiting for 420. Are we flipping over or not? Dang it, you've got me edging. That would, by the way, that's shit your pants territory. Shark was chasing him, dude. You were almost food. I'm sorry. 420 bird, everybody. You were almost dinner, my friend. Like, dude, again, don't go swimming in the ocean. Why do people do it? Just seems like a horrible, horrible idea. Why are we playing another video? We stopped with all of that. We stopped with all of that. And I really don't want to play that video. All right. After spending 10 days in an induced coma following the shark attack on a Sydney, Australian beach, a woman uttered her first 3 words this week. Leah Stewart awoke to her family and said, "I love you." I didn't mean to hit the rim shot. That was an accident. I'm going to be honest. That was an accident. Go shark, go. I mean, we've got plenty of people. I guess you could eat a few. It's only fair. How many times have we cut, like, you know, taken members of your species and cut their fins off and tossed them back in? It's you can get a couple. Leah Stewart awoke to her family, said, "I love you" on Tuesday while recuperating at a hospital, according to her brother, who wrote the update on a fundraising page. After a week of life support and repeated surgeries, doctors were able to extubate Leah and reduce her level of sedation to bring her out of the induced coma for a short period of time. This allowed Leah to share her first words of "I love you" with her mom and her partner, Fernando, who have been by her side in the ICU since the incident. He added that his sister's first thoughts... Oh, fucking stop changing ads and moving stuff. He added that his sister's first thoughts were with her daughter, August, asking if she was okay. Yeah, I imagine August is having a rough time. The mid-30s mother and teacher has already been through 5 surgeries, including having an arm amputated. She had been airlifted to the hospital in critical condition on the morning of June 13th at Kogi Beach, a popular weekend destination, after a shark bit her legs and arms. How many limbs is she going to lose? Stewart was swimming near shore while a friend watched her daughter on the beach when the attack happened, the Sydney Morning Herald reported. "This is a lot faster than anyone expected. For us, this feels like a miracle." Yeah, dude, I thought sharks were not supposed to be interested in people. But it seems like they're kind of getting wise to these guys being edible. And I mean, we might not be the tastiest snack on their menu, but goddamn if they don't think, like, you know what? It's meat. Can't say I'm any different. I'm sitting here fucking turning my nose up at the idea of people that do the rodents and stuff. And I'm like, well, you know, if you're surviving, whatever. But I'm like, but if I were hungry enough, like, I'm not even famished. I'm just feeling a little peckish for popcorn. And I'm already okay with the idea of barbecue squirrel. Like, I'm like, well, you know, there's enough meat on it. I don't want to kill the thing, but if I have to. Johnny, sharks have always eaten people. I mean, occasionally, but I thought, like, the general myth that I heard is that humans were relatively unappealing to sharks as a whole. Pretty sure pie in the face bits. Yep, we covered that one. I didn't realize. I need timestamps on these things. Matthew Q, if you go into the ocean, bring a firearm, because those always work in water. Don't you need to have a special gun that can shoot in water? Is it going to have any stopping power? Hold still, shark. I need to rack in another clip. Matthew Q bragging he ground up to 50 pounds of beef brisket. Good for you, buddy. Good for you. When do I get mine? The reason that the surfer was eaten is because sharks like... But the thing is, she was chewed on. And keep in mind, it's, can we, open image, a new tab? Open image, a new tab. See, I've got two questions. One, this is our lady who was attacked. This is her with her kid, and then this is her here. Like, I'm like, wait, is this? Which one's you? Because this one's, no offense, this one's chubbier. This one's got to be older. I'm gonna hope that this one's older, and this is like she had the kid, she lost the weight. I'm hoping it's not the other way around, where she had the kid, and then she's let herself go, just a little bit, nothing to be ashamed of, but still, it's been a little bit of a downhill slide. But yeah, dude, they picked her up out of the water. She's lost an arm. It's faster than anyone expected, Stewart wrote on the fundraising page. He added, Leah has a long road ahead and still remains in critical care, but this is such a positive first step and gives us hope for Leah's long-term recovery. I feel bad, man. You're losing, like I said, you're losing an arm. You're losing your legs. All with one hand. Yeah, but it's beef brisket. Like, if it's cooked good, how hard is it to grind up? Honestly. Cut it into, like, thick chunks and just slide it into the meat grinder. Like, I mean, it's going to take a while. 50 pounds is a lot of brisket to get through. No wonder the shark caught her. Thought she was a buoy. Or a pufferfish. One of the two. You know what? We made a mistake. We confused her. One for another. Oh, here we go. One from St. Caesar's neck of the woods. It's a rip and read. I'll throw this out in the last 4 minutes. Cops drop a murder probe after a coroner rules a man's bloody stabbing death was just a freak accident. Robert Brown, 57, had alcohol dependency issues that made him vulnerable to blood loss, experts said in a court hearing. A British man who was believed to have been murdered after he was found slumped over on a blood-soaked bench last year actually passed out drunk on a knife in his own bag, officials said this week. Oh. Authorities initially believed Robert Brown, 57, was stabbed to death after he was found on August 1st in Northampton, England, according to reports from Northampton Chronicle. However, 3 people were eventually arrested in connection with his death and later released. A coroner on Thursday ruled Brown's death a, quote, tragic accident. Investigators believe Brown, who authorities said had alcohol dependency issues, fell into a deep sleep and putting his weight on his bag, resulting in the knife piercing his body. Oh, dear Lord. Let's open image and new tab. The blade penetrated the bag and all 3 layers of Brown's clothing, slashing his arm and leaving him to bleed out as he slept. Brown's alcoholism made him vulnerable to blood loss, experts say. Oh, so he doesn't produce enough vitamin K. Or doesn't, yeah. I learned that from, God damn it, now I can't think of the name of the movie. Shit. So it might not be true. It's based off a movie. North Hampshire police dropped the murder inquiry in February, saying Brown's death was likely self-inflicted. Then why are we hearing about it now? Noting that there was no apparent motive to murder Brown. Well, unless he owed you money, but you're not going to collect that bar tab from a death, like. So here's our guy. By the way, 57 looks like me if I shaved. I'm not comfortable with this. Nah, my nose is cuter and my eyes aren't that close together. Fuck it. He's chudlier than me. He's chudlier. He was definitely in the Epstein files. Yep, he was totally in the Epstein files. That's why. I'm going to guess Muslims. No. I say he was murdered. Why? They stabbed him. They slashed him just once? And he bled out? Nah, man. If it's a stabbing victim, you're going to give it more than one stab. And he didn't get stabbed in a way that really would have prevented him from surviving if he had been conscious. It's because he passed out and he slept there while he bled out. He was unconscious. He was bleeding profusely. And as he started to exsanguinate, he just passed out and he just went further into the good night. He looked good for 57. Actually, kind of looks like Macaulay Culkin. I'm going to be honest, you kind of look like Macaulay Culkin. I watched that Fallout show recently. That's what he looks like. Looks like Macaulay Culkin. Matthew Q. That's what they want you to think. They want you to think he was innocent, but he was on the... Why would a British guy, a random British guy, and, you know, alcohol dependency issues, I mean, you might be able to fake it, but how hard are you trying? Because, good Lord, there's a lot of work for that. I don't think that's what they want me to think. I think it's a very, very reasonable chance he just passed out on his knife. Again, if he died from blood loss from a slash to his wrist, it's not like the stabbing actually penetrated the body or any vital organs. He got a slashing injury. All his own doing. Anyhow, he was friends with Prince Andrew and Hunter Biden. Well, you're going to have to prove that. You can't just spout that to me. I got no info to go off of that. I just know that I read the headline and was like, all right, I need to know more. That's all it was. At any rate, we're going to get out of here. We've been Johnny. You've been an audience. It's been fun. We're going to be back tomorrow with Digger, and I'm obviously going to be back tomorrow morning on the Steel Toe Show. And, yeah, we'll take everything we earned today and knock off the goal, and then we'll see what we have going forward the rest of the week. After we knock out this week's goal, we obviously got to kind of just chill with next week until the funding show. So we got to do what we do. Thank you for being part of the program. I'm so privileged to get to do all this with you lovely people. You have a lovely day. Stay safe. Stay cool. See you tomorrow after school. Nah, you know what? It sounded bad the minute I said it. I'm sorry.
Hey, did you hear about that?